Hello, everybody. I'm here with the Keep It Rolling podcast. This is Kyle Perkins. I'm here with Joey Deal.
Always.
And Orlando Pineda.
Pineda.
Awesome.
Close.
Pineda.
Yeah. Pineda.
is what I thought for sure.
That's a good way to say it. Awesome.
But that'd be too racist. That's you.
I couldn't put it there. Yeah. Awesome. Very cool. Well, happy to have you, Orlando.
Thank you.
We wanted to do it for a little bit.
I wanted to do it actually since the Chicago Open when you competed in. I think that was your first ADCC.
That was my first ADCC. Yes.
You did awesome. That was a really cool. It was a big turnout for your tournament. And I remember like Miguel was in your division.
Yep.
Then we had a really good guy. What was his name?
He was like a fighter, right?
Yeah, I forget his name, but he was awesome.
Yeah.
Super tough dude.
That black guy?
Yeah, do you remember him?
Dude, that guy was an animal.
He was a tough dude. I forget his name. Oh, man, I wish I would have remembered him. But
super scrappy. You knew him from fighting.
Yeah. It would be fun on XFO cards and stuff. And super tough dude. And that was a really cool. That was the first time I saw you compete in person, I think. Yeah. And I've seen you compete.
It was before, like
couple of the smaller shows.
Tournaments at Grappling Industries.
Well, yeah, and we saw him before he joined the team. We saw him compete against RMMA and Orlando and Miguel.
Here, dude.
Is it?
I wanted to train with those guys, with Jeremy and
yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, now I remember. Yeah. Yeah. So the first time I remember seeing you compete was against Jeremy.
Yes.
Yeah, Jeremy Raddick.
Yeah, and I think you came like once or twice to an open mat here before that. I feel like I'd seen you before, like
maybe.
Yeah, just like once or twice, and then like the next week you were competing against Miggy and Jeremy. Yeah.
Oh shit, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, so yeah, really cool. And then that ADCC Open was the first time competing here for the team. Yeah.
And then we went to Vegas together just recently.
California first.
California. He went to Long Beach, and then he also went to Vegas. So you're become like an ADCC guy. Is this like
way better show than all these Grappling Industries?
Is it? Yeah,
dude.
So what do you say is different? Oh, is it the vibe?
You can do everything. You know, there was like no knee bars here on this one.
Well, and then like too, they were just like the little things me and Joey always talk about is like they're kicking people out if you're standing behind the barricades. They're always and they weren't terrible this time, but then also too something.
Wait, are you saying you can't knee bar?
You can't knee bar. Something also I was saying like we should write down as something to keep in mind is like Grappling Industries doesn't let people compete no gi with gi pants on.
Is that true?
Yeah, so it's just like these are things like those are pretty common tournaments and like stuff that we should probably like keep in mind if we're gonna like.
What do you mean? So like
they have to wear shorts. They have to wear like
to tell people like if they're gonna go to it.
They're gonna do no-gi. They better bring a no-gi uniform.
And you have to wear a rash guard.
They have to wear a rash guard. Yeah. So these are just little things that
No, ADCC doesn't give a shit what you do.
No.
You could show up.
The one guy came in a Speedo.
Yeah.
And let him compete. Yeah.
That's cool. I'm glad you like the ADCC vibe because I think it attracts a certain person to it. Like me and Kyle love it because. I think the biggest thing for me is like what Kyle was just saying about the atmosphere for the crowd. I love, like as a coach, I enjoy being involved in it. And I've never once gotten yelled at an ADCC for
I have for sure.
You got yelled at. But that was competing.
That was in a match, yeah.
Which we'll tell that story. That was a good story. But like I've never. Whereas like every little tournament, and this is still we're grateful for all those shows. We're grateful for Grappling Industries.
Yeah, except for that one. No.
Yeah, we're grateful that they come to Chicago and to the area, but. Every time it's like I feel like they're trying to take it too serious or something. I don't know.
Yep.
But like they're yelling at me for like you can't have two coaches.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, like the other day. Yeah. The last tournament, the Fuji one. Remember? They yelled at Taylor because Taylor was like videotaping and coaching.
Yep.
Like you can't talk. Only he could talk. I was like, what difference does that make?
Yep. Or like it's a kid's match and you're coaching and like their mom comes out and wants to film. And they're like, get her out of here.
I saw somebody getting yelled at that was sitting across coaching.
Right.
They got yelled at.
Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, it's like it should just be like a fun thing. I don't know. I enjoy in ADCC we can like all get on the mat.
Yep.
It makes the team experience really fun. Which by the way, for the Fuji tournament, we made it that way anyways.
Yes.
We just got yelled. We almost got Ron disqualified.
We mobbed it.
we all went crazy for Ron, and it was just like such a fun, joyful thing that I think like the referee was just like. Guys, you're not supposed to do that, but I'm glad you're having fun. So It was like too much fun. And because we all have good attitudes, we're not assholes.
Yeah, he almost...
It's one thing if you're like a jerk, and I think that's maybe what they're trying to avoid, but we're all just really having fun.
He yelled at us and then like came over and apologized. Yeah. He was like, that's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing like ADCC, dude. I mean, it's probably more dangerous to do because, you can get fucked up, but no rule, less... you can do everything. It was fucking amazing. Dude.
There's a lot less restrictions for techniques. I mean, there's only a few, obviously I think there's some neck crank things that they take away.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
but
about it.
the stuff that you would know is illegal. You can't fish hook each other.
I mean, even in the advanced division, there's slamming. And I think slamming's a legitimate part of grappling.
Yeah.
I know some people will disagree with that, and I don't think some people understand what I mean by slamming. It's like different than like spiking someone on their head, but like a slam is like if I can pick you up, that's your problem. Yeah.
Well, even more too, I think it's hard for like people. Jeremiah competed yesterday, and he, it's hard for him as a wrestler when they say no slams. He thinks if he just hits like a big double leg, I'm going to get in trouble. And it's like, as a jiu-jitsu person, we understand a slam is taking someone off the ground and then re-putting them on the ground.
And or removing yourself from the ground.
Yes.
So like you pick someone up and you jump.
Right?
Yeah. That's a slam.
But you can have the biggest amplitude throw. You can put someone head over heels and throw them, which is considered. So someone would be like, "How did you not slam them there?" But
Well, it's like that's the big. I guess argument that people have against ADCC is the fact that they allow like white belts or beginners to do leg locks and stuff.
I know.
So yesterday, I don't know if you'll know each of the names, but so one of the guys, Liam, who trains at Darby's, he was going against Caleb Posey from Open Guard. So just two guys who are affiliated with Jeff's, and I'm watching them go, and they both just grab each other in straight ankle locks and just start like
cranking
ripping out each other, just going back and forth. So it goes for like 2 or 3 minutes, and I look away and coach something. The match ends, and I look over, and one of them's just sitting in the chair like icing his ankle, and I just walk over to Liam. I'm like, "How did you think that was gonna end? Like, what are you doing?"
Hey man, some people just love a good shootout. Yeah. So, let's talk a little bit about yesterday first, since it's fresh on our mind. Something exciting happened yesterday. You had your daughter's first ever jiu-jitsu tournament.
Yes.
How was that for you?
It was awesome, dude.
Were you nervous?
Nah, I mean, I was nervous for her a little bit, but I knew she would do okay, honestly.
Good.
Yeah,
she's super tough.
She's new at it, but
she's got a little scrappiness to her.
Yeah, she's got that
like when
dog in
I've
her,
rolled
dude.
with her. Yeah, like she has some like rawness where she's not doing things like super technical sometimes, but she'll still figure it out.
Yeah,
which I love that.
She trapped and rolled every girl there, just like pure fucking
nice.
Yeah, she just like
it's
makes
not
it happen.
technique, but she's
That's a great place to start.
Yeah,
Would you just start with a little bit of like raw aggression?
Yep. Well, and then too, that's like I was telling a couple of the kids yesterday. When you're good at like trap and roll or elbow escape, it's something that it's really important. But then you get no reward for it in tournaments. You just you trap and roll somebody, no points. Or you elbow escape, no points. They just pass your guard again and like
again another benefit to ADCC or to
you do get points.
You do get points for reversing someone from the mount.
Yep.
Which is something I do like as a rule. But
yeah, she kind of caught on to the point thing kind of midway through her fights, she realized that she can, be in mount and dismount
score.
and then go again.
Yeah.
Take the back and stuff like that. So she did.
So, it's like almost like building the intelligence as you go.
Yep.
Which is cool. Yeah, I'm super proud of her. I'm glad she did it because I could tell there's a little nerves like during the week when she came in that like I think it was a Monday night. We were like me and her were like going over some stuff.
Yeah.
It's
just that we're trying to pack so much information in 2 fucking weeks. Dude.
Okay. Yeah, it's just overwhelming. Yeah.
So did she she trained when she was younger?
She trained at Fusion for when they were like 10 or 12 or whatever, for like a while, man. I would say maybe 8-9 months. She says that she's a 4-stripe white belt.
Okay.
But I honestly don't remember. It was because they were all doing Thai boxing and the jiu-jitsu. All 3 of them were, and took like a 3-year break and then just started back 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
Good
ago.
for her, man. That's really cool.
And did she ask you about the competition? Was she like, "Hey, I want to do it"?
She went with us to
the Fuji one.
Yeah, to that one, and like, okay, let's check it out. And then she
got the hype.
Yeah. That's so cool.
She's
man.
like, I can beat those girls. I'm like, all right, dude.
I love it.
That's awesome. That
gets me so pumped up.
But what would you say the highlight of the tournament was for her?
Dude, when she armbar that first girl. Girl, I'm so happy she got like the weakest of the 5.
This is
like
a good
her first
matchup.
one because she got her confidence back. Because
Okay.
what happened was that she went with this the teenage division. They didn't find anybody until like in the morning or something. I don't know. We didn't know that she had a match, so we got there like 1 minute to spare, and she went with this girl. But this girl was an assassin, so she beat her twice with the guillotine, right?
Okay.
And her morale was probably down. I'm like, dude, the toughest shit is done. I told her, this is the toughest match. That girl had 9 wins and 1 walkover. I don't know what a walkover is. What is
walkover is like if
by points, a lot of points.
No,
someone doesn't show up.
Like let's say an injury, like someone gets hurt. So like we're supposed to match up, but you got hurt the match before, so you decided not to do it. Well, I just walk over you
because a lot
of like a default
because they do round robins. So like if they just took you out of the bracket, you might like it'd be unfair to someone who was supposed to match up against you later. Yeah. So you still get a win. Yeah.
So she got 10 wins in her record. I'm like, damn, that's pretty good. This is the first tournament ever, you know. And so she was pretty down, you know, but she did pretty good. She was on top for a while, you know. She did pretty good. She used that sweep you taught her on Thursday, and she did all right.
Well, she was up the one match. She was up 2-0 against that girl.
Yeah.
She was. Yeah, she was up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she came off. She's like, I didn't think I had any points. I'm like, no, you were winning.
She was. She took her down with that sweep, you know, and then got in her guard somehow, and then that girl just got that guillotining deep, and that was her move, you know. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, okay, relax. We got another division at 4:30, you know. So I'm like, those girls are a little older, 20, 25. Most of them are 20, 25. I'm like, but their records say no matches, you know. So I'm like,
they're just like you.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, sure enough, she got her first match with the girl, and she beat the shit out of her.
Yeah,
and got armbar.
Where'd she hit the armbar from? Do you remember?
Just from out, dude.
From out. So she mounted her.
Wicked fast armbar. Yeah,
awesome.
I told you she knows 2 moves, and that's it.
Yep.
But she does them pretty well. And then
I love
her
it,
second match, I don't remember if she lost or won. I'm not sure. I think she won 2 in a row. I'm not sure. No, she lost her next one on points.
Okay.
Barely, dude. Barely.
Competitive match.
Yeah.
I saw one where she had this good scramble where she reversed the girl, she got on top, and she just got too aggressive passing the guard. And you were telling her, you know, back up, back into the guard. She gave up her back.
Slow her
you know,
down.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. That was the girl that beat everybody.
Okay,
she was
gonna beat her.
And I saw it a mile away. I'm like, dude, she's gonna take your back. But I'm like, I told her turn into her, and she doesn't know, you know.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yep. That's why we do it. And I mean, for her first tournament, I couldn't be more impressed with her.
Man,
to be able to, you know, even just get away with some success moments, even if you don't win a match, but some successful.
Yep. She won 2 and lost 2, and I couldn't ask for more, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know.
I mean, can you think back to your first ever tournament?
Yeah, I got beat up bad for sure. I was 80. I was 200 pounds, and for some reason I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, how do I cut 15 pounds? I want to do 185.
You want to do 185?
And then I didn't realize that you had to weigh in that morning. You know,
oh, jeez. So you were cutting 15 pounds for a jiu-jitsu tournament?
Like a week and a half, dude. You know? And it's doable. It's no problem, right? But you feel like shit. Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's anything's doable, I guess. But is it practical?
No.
Or
especially if you've never done it before.
Is it even beneficial? Maybe it's a negative, not a positive.
It was definitely a negative. I felt so weak with these guys, dude, and slow, and just you know, I won like 1 match. You know, out of it was 4 people in our thing. Won 1 match, you know, a mounted triangle, and then I got beat the rest, you know. So fuck. I still placed some reason because I beat the one guy.
Right.
3rd place. So every event that I've had, I've placed.
That's a good.
Nice.
That was always my goal.
We got to get up there.
Didn't always succeed it, but my goal is like I always want to place no matter what.
Yeah, so 7 tournaments I've done, I've placed.
That's awesome.
7 tournaments, and I placed in every single one.
So if you think of like your first tournament and her first tournament, I mean, do you see some parallels and like things of you know, like maybe a lesson that you learned that you would try to give to her for her first tournament?
She's got way more advantage because she's got obviously good coaches. You know, this guy, dude, this guy is one of the best coaches. And we're talking about this. We were talking about this earlier.
I appreciate that, man.
When I was like,
Kyle gives all his passion to it too. You give all your energy.
Sergio was coaching my cousin Alex, right? Which he also competed this weekend. He did pretty good too for his first one. We're like, man, we know what to do when we're in a situation, but we don't know how to, you know,
say it
exactly. And you guys are really good at that. Thanks, man. You guys are really, really good at that, man.
Thank you.
It's hard to do.
It's one of my you know? It's one of my like favorite things. I love like so I mean there's coaching and there's teaching. So like that's coaching. But like teaching is, you know, with no stress, no, I can slow things down. I love teaching too, but coaching is like a totally different energy and vibe. And there's certain people that you connect with when you're coaching them.
Yep.
You know, like I have certain people where it's like when I coach Kyle like he can just hear a little word, it just makes sense to him, and you know we have like a dialogue that works well to
awesome.
You know, so like coaching is super like the more you do it with a certain person, the better it gets.
That's cool.
You know, and like you can really enjoy. Anyone could come teach you something. You know, some people you don't like the way they teach or whatever, but you can learn from them. But coaching is like you want to connect to your coach.
What you said about that yesterday, so it's funny, like, you know, coaching. So yesterday, this little kid Angelo that I coach, he was doing good, but he kept headlocking the kids to take him down, and it was just driving the kid almost get his back taken. By like the 5th match, when he started doing it to like pass guard, my brain was almost going like, I want him to get his back taken. So it was driving me crazy. Yeah.
Only one way to learn.
Yeah. Like I was like, I'm just gonna
so like that, but like so as a coach, sometimes there are those like really frustrating.
I'm sure. And
it's mostly with children, though.
As a competitor, sometimes you focus so fucking much in your match, you don't listen to nothing, dude.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like lasered in to your.
I remember in Vegas too. So I got so sick in Vegas. We haven't even talked about Vegas. Yep. We'll have to do a whole podcast about it more. But I lost my voice so bad.
Yeah,
I couldn't scream at all. So I would like whisper to Kyle, and Kyle would scream something.
I heard him and Giuseppe.
Giuseppe's got a great voice.
Yeah, fucking perfect for this shit, man.
Yep. And he's got an anger to his coaching. So
you better listen. You know,
so my personal coaching style is like very calm. Mm-hmm. I'll never like try to rile someone up. Every once in a while, I'll get excited myself, and then I'm like, you know. Like Ronnie. Ronnie, I was screaming. I couldn't scream any louder than I screamed at Ronnie.
Is he the ones that don't listen?
Ronnie's the only adult I could think. There's maybe a few more, but Ronnie. I love you, Ronnie, if you're gonna listen to this. But man, Ronnie does not. Ronnie just fucking. He closes his eyes the entire match. He doesn't closes his eyes and his ear.
After Ronnie's first match last time, Joey looks at him and goes, Ronnie, and then Ronnie turns and looks at him and he goes, oh, so you can hear me?
I was so angry.
So
and it's all out of love. But then some people like Kenny is like he can legitimately just have a conversation with me while we're going, and I'm talking like this. I'm like hey Kenny, what do you think? Why don't we try this, Kenny, right now? Why don't you sit back in this angle? You're like this, okay, and he'll do it. You know, it's like.
But those guys are big, dude. They're slower pace.
Yeah, slower pace.
Yep.
You know, if I'm going and when you're going with the faster, smaller tougher, people. It's got to be like little signals, you know, and that actually you can't really do if you don't know what the hell we're talking about. It won't work. So it has to be done in the gym too. It has to be done in the practice room.
That's why like words are very important, right? You know, like we talk about like signals. You know, underhooking versus like, you know, if you have to say to someone underhook the leg, you know, you might start confusing them a little bit. You know, they should know scoop grips on the leg, underhooks his upper body. You know,
that was my biggest fear with my daughter. Like if I tell her shit, she's not gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know
and now it's just confusion.
Yes.
And then you get a guy, like a good practitioner tries to do what the coach says, but if you don't know what it is, then it's actually making it worse. Exactly. So there are times too when I know like this person doesn't know my lingo, I'm not going to say much at all either.
That's why he was telling my cousin Alex step by step, and he was listening, and he just fucking got him there, dude. You know, and he wasn't there for the first. He wasn't there for the first match. You know, I think Sergio was coaching.
Yeah, I got to like halfway. He's just mounted. It's gonna be hard getting him out.
Let's talk him through it.
Yeah, he's kind of fucked at that point, but you know.
Yeah, I would always love that too.
He was like, it's like a controller, man. You're just telling him moves him. He does it.
I've said this probably 2 or 3 times on the podcast, but my favorite memory of coaching was Kyle. First time I ever coached Kyle I think you were a purple belt.
I think it was a blue belt. Yeah, it was. It might even be a white belt, dude. It was so long ago.
I don't think you're a white belt. You couldn't have been a white belt because you were too good.
Okay.
You were like, I mean, it was a high level match still.
Yep.
But it was at I think it was a Grappling Industries maybe or
Naga.
I
think it's a Naga. I have the video of it. Yeah,
dude, it's awesome. But I was coaching first time. And I didn't really know you that well, so like we were just we were in classes and stuff. But literally like I taught him through this whole sequence that he never did before, which was like this reverse like backside triangle or backwards triangle.
Yep.
And like, he's in a triangle, can't finish. I was like, lock your triangle the other way. And I'm like doing things with my legs while he's doing it. And he did it. And it was like a video game.
And I remember like thinking like as I'm doing it, like, I don't know
if
this is working or why it's working, but I'm just going to do what he's saying. And then like, oh, it worked.
It was so much fun.
That's awesome, man.
That burnt into my brain too of like, oh, this is really fun. Like jiu-jitsu can be fun even if you're not doing it.
That was one of the same tournaments like too. Like it used to be for me. I used to just puke after my first match, but then I would just still be like dead tired. And I remember like I was so dead after each match, and I'd just be like, I can't go anymore. And then Joey would just be like, all right, you're up, and would just like push me out there, and I would just go.
I can't. I don't play those games.
That was so great.
When someone tells me like I can't keep going, I'm so tired. I was like, I don't believe you.
Yeah, great.
You're tired. I don't know. Everyone's that way.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, I remember like in Long Beach, which you were there. I had my first match. It was a tough match. We actually just did the film study and watched it again. And watching it back, I realized why I was so tired. I mean, I was just like jumping around like an idiot. Then I thought about it, like I remember the feeling afterwards of being like, oh, like. Having a little bit more of, and this is why coaches need to compete, in my opinion. I guess they don't need to.
Yep.
Or I should say they should compete, because I have empathy towards like Kyle. When you tell me that, I know exactly what you're feeling.
Yep.
So I can then tell you, you'll be okay. Get out there.
Yep.
Because I could go out. I did another 5 matches after that.
Yep.
But I felt like I was dying after that first match. You forget what that's like if you're a coach who doesn't compete often, and it's easy to lose your empathy or like sympathy towards the competitor who's like, my arms, I can't feel my arms. So yeah, I've been there. You're gonna feel them again. They're okay.
or like Adrian, right, with his foot.
Oh man,
you're like,
savage,
you're like,
dude.
yeah, I mean, like,
Savage.
yeah, you're hurt. There's just one more match,
He was
so I
about
think
to quit, dude.
Oh, dude, it was so much fun.
And then he just like, fuck it. Took
the
his shirt off and
greatest
go.
moment in my coaching memory.
That's crazy,
and
dude.
now too, like,
Which guys, I don't think anyone knows this. So
Yeah.
like, anyone who's listening, we didn't talk about this.
Yeah.
So I mean, I really do want us to do. I think we're gonna do a special episode that we just need to do like a little breakdown
For
and
Cali.
like put videos and stuff.
Yeah.
But or for Vegas.
yeah, for Vegas, yeah.
But we'll just say real quickly about it's about Adrian. Or anyone who had listened to him, he was on our podcast before. He's like our white belt king, we call him, because he won the
For a
white belt
reason.
bash, and he won the Vegas Open for white belt in the toughest division, which is like the 170. It's like your weight, right?
Oh yeah.
Just a lot of people, and it was just an epic performance. He did so good, but he slammed someone and essentially broke his foot.
Yeah.
Which we didn't know at the time. We thought he thought he just stubbed his toe, but he couldn't put any weight on his foot, and he was being a little dramatic about it.
Yeah, I mean,
in hindsight,
looking back at it, he was probably.
I was like, "Come on, man, you're all right."
He was probably the right amount dramatic.
But then he and it was weird because it's such a big division that they had. He was like the first half, and he won the first half, and then there's this like giant break, like almost an
It was
hour.
an hour, yeah. So it cooled
And then
down.
the other half goes, and then he sees who he has to face.
I want to say more than an hour. I thought it was like
Almost, yeah.
multiple hours. He was sitting there for
Maybe
a while.
like an hour and a half. So he's sitting there, and I think by that time when he cooled down and the adrenaline went off, he's like, "I'm done. I can't do it."
Yeah.
So he's like, "I'm not. I don't think I should do it." And I'm sitting there talking to him. I'm like, "I understand, and I'm not going to force you to do anything."
Right.
And I showed him some videos of like me in fights and stuff. I try to like motivate him.
Yeah.
I was like, sometimes you get hurt. You got, you're already hurt. So you'd like to be hurt and win first place versus getting a walkover for second.
I thought you said you're already here.
You're already here, man.
Yeah, he already,
Fuck,
he said
you
it
might
too.
as
I was
well.
like, I'm
Yep.
already here. Fuck it.
And like it wasn't until like that guy walked onto the mat, the guy he was gonna face, and Adrian like looked at him. He's like, "Fuck it," and he ripped off his whole his shirt, and then he's like, "Wait, I have to pee. Can you tell him I have to pee?" And he hops on one leg all the way to the bathroom. It was the coolest experience ever. And then he wins.
And he wins by footlock.
Footlock, yeah.
By a footlock with one foot.
That's
Karma.
crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, it was great.
Gold,
Yeah, it was a good
man.
story.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, let's continue this whole like
Let's go over
competition
So
journey.
Chicago. Let's talk about how you did in Chicago.
I did pretty well, but I did get knee barred in my first match.
Okay.
I was beating that guy pretty well.
Yeah.
And then he just caught me in the weirdest knee bar from like the bottom. I was
You were standing,
Yeah,
yep.
I'd never experienced that before, and I thought it was pretty safe, but he did fuck me up. It did some damage for sure. And then again, I knew if I let it cool down, it was over. You know?
Yep.
So and I
Stayed moving and
exactly, and then just kept going. I had brought my brace, so I put it on, I think, and then I don't know who did I beat the next. I beat the next two
Yep.
guys.
Yeah, it was
then-
one of the guys, bearded guy from Darby's, right? What's his name?
yes, you
You know
beat
what I'm
you beat
talking about? He's very
Andrew.
tough.
Andrew. Yeah, Andrew's really good at leg locks.
Yeah,
yes.
talented
he
guy.
right away
And I told
dropped
you
in.
that. I think
You did
right,
tell
Yes,
me that.
yeah.
I was like, we
He's
know
like,
this
he's
guy.
gonna-
And he's
gonna
like he's
drop
like
in
mean
for
on
the-
it.
But
He's mean on leg
once you
locks. Yep.
get past that first
Yeah.
initial, I was like, you're gonna win the match once
Yes.
you get past that first initial
Yes.
onslaught.
Yes, and I
I think the other match you had your Kimura trap sequence real good.
I don't remember. Honestly.
Yeah,
Probably.
I
No,
think
I got
so.
the guy in a triangle. It
Okay.
was, some skinny guy that I got him in a triangle, and then I went with the guy with the leg lock guy.
Okay.
And then he pulled guard and right into trying to get an entry, and then I like jumped
Just
out.
did a good
and
job.
then,
Yeah.
Got on top and north south him, and he tapped pressure. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah,
And then that's it. I think I got.
took third, right?
Did I?
Yeah, you definitely placed.
Yeah, third place.
I think at second or third. Yeah, you did really good.
Yeah, because the guy that beat me went with the black guy. That was like tough guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Third
great.
place.
That was a great tournament for you guys. That weight, because someday and then I think in Long Beach you had a pretty good turnout
Long Beach,
too.
I beat. Yeah, I went to the finals with the guy. He triangled me.
So let's tell that story about the referee hating on you.
So the first guy, right? The first guy, I fucking pretty much. I was taking everybody down that tournament, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
I took
Yep.
the first guy down. It was pretty easy, and then same thing. I got him with pressure, just on top, right? And then the second guy was beating me up big time. And then there was like 20 seconds or 10 seconds
Yeah.
left.
Maybe 10 seconds.
Joey was like,
Rolling knee bar.
one more push or something, or and then I got into turtle, and then I rolled in for that knee bar, and I fucking spun around a couple of times, and then I didn't feel like it was like tight yet. That's
Yeah.
why I didn't stop. But I guess I was so focused in there that the ref was like,
and the guy was fine.
Telling me, hey, he's tapping or whatever, and I was just kept going.
Yep. Well, we all started screaming, so like you couldn't hear.
Yeah. It was our fault.
Well, you know what?
Okay, now I get why
the guy was tapping me, but like on my butt or on my back. So
it was like a weird tap, to be honest. He wasn't tapping like tap tap tap. He was like pushing you off.
I don't know.
Yep.
I didn't see
well, and I would say too, like seriously, if it's anyone's fault more than anything, it's the refs for just standing there going stop. He needs to step in and stop the match. He needs to touch you.
Yeah, he touched you to yell at you versus saying stop.
Yep.
Like I don't know.
Yeah, he definitely yelled at me for sure.
But now I get why at certain tournaments they do want us to not scream so much.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
No, that was one. So two things about you, like you were saying. It was interesting that you got all these takedowns because one of the things that you would tell me right before that tournament, you're like, man, I'm a really slow starter. Yeah, I just get taken down every time.
I get double legged every single time.
But then you went out there in that tournament and you like instantly every match, boom, like fake shot a double or like snap down, got behind. You just like started wrestling.
Yes.
And then
evolution.
Yeah, the evolution of it. And then the evolution of like going from getting knee barred in Chicago to becoming the knee bar.
That was an epic knee bar. That was awesome.
Dude, that was one of the best submissions ever.
Dude, pulled that one out of my ass.
That was, that was almost like a Max Holloway
like,
Justin Gaethje
said, let's
moment.
meet in the middle of the ring.
I think you like tapped down on your knee. No, it was wicked. And then that was the other thing is that you have a very unique turtle game.
Yes.
That you've always had. Like since I met you, first time I rolled with you, I remember you just kind of like playing turtle and looking for Kimura traps.
Oh yeah, he got me today. He got me today with one of those straight arm bars with the Kimura.
You got a really dangerous, and there's very few people who have that specific style of like.
That's because I'm lazy, dude. That's the lazy game.
Yeah, I mean it's creative.
It's good. It makes it rough to. You don't want to connect the chest to back to you, which is like the best position.
Yeah, I almost would rather be in a front headlock with him.
Oh yeah,
I'd rather be in front of you that versus behind you.
You know what? You remind me of, and you're better at it than him. But he was way stronger. Remember Courtney?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy Courtney's
super strong.
Yeah. He would do it. He would do it different. So he would your overarm. He would grab your wrist, and then he would do it like this. Yeah. And he was just so strong. Yeah.
He was like a football player, super strong. Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting style. It's certainly not like it shouldn't be. It's a great thing for what you used it for in that case.
Yes.
It's a Hail Mary like. I want to use it when I need to.
And that's how that guy got me in Chicago. He spun into me just same way.
Same way.
Spun into me. I was on top of that guy and just last fucking.
And that says a lot about almost like what we were talking about, before the podcast about like why it's so cool that your daughter's doing a tournament now to learn. Is like every single tournament you're gonna pick up on something.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how much better you are because you did it.
You got good coaches and
and a dad that competes.
Yes. So I can tell her I told her what you guys said, hey, shake those nerves off like for fucking water.
Yeah.
And she did, I fucking helped a little bit.
She's going to do great. I have a lot of faith in her. I think she could be really, really good at it. And most importantly, hopefully she's enjoying it.
Well, she's having fun, yeah. Well, she's got to be. If that's how she came about doing the tournament, like seeing girls and going, like, I'm gonna take them out. She's got to be having fun.
She's got a little fight in her.
Kind of like when I saw fucking Kyle the first time in my life.
Yeah.
Did you hear the story, Kyle?
Oh yeah. That's one of my favorites.
I didn't say it the way he said it though.
I was like, this ugly piece of shit.
I walked in with Ortiz and I was like, okay, so we went to the bathroom
for our open mat, right?
Yeah, open mat. And I'm like, okay, cool. Because honestly, I was like, I go to a lot of gyms, dude, but there was, I felt like I was pretty good,
You are good, man. You're solid.
But like a year ago, I wasn't as good, But not that I'm good now, but I'm saying like a year ago, I felt like less. I learned a lot this year,
That's awesome.
And I saw kind of like, oh man, this little skinny guy. Okay, cool.
I think he said ugly guy.
Yeah. Well, I said skinny guy.
Ugly
skinny guy. Like a skinny guy. Like,
I think he said homeless.
This homeless bum.
This whole time,
it just keeps getting worse.
I just want to look for like bigger bodies, Because there's a lot of little guys everywhere, right? But there's not that many big guys, like Because I'm 200, so I don't know if I'm a big guy or a little guy.
200 is an interesting place to be. You're not the 250 big guy,
no,
but you're also not the 175 slim slick.
You're where
spot.
I feel like I just like I either put myself or just feel like I get put in where people go like, yeah, Kyle, you're big enough to go with the big guys. And I'm like, no, right? I'm not. Like, what are you talking about?
Almost 6 foot, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. But we could, Kyle, you could be 200 pounds.
100%.
100%. We could do it. We could pack on some weight.
Yep.
I'll never be, if I'm ever 200 pounds,
you'll be fat.
I'm going to look ridiculous.
Brendan Fraser in The Whale. Yeah, you're going to be out there.
Me at 200 pounds that's not a healthy look.
Yeah, it's a problem.
But
I think I could roll with a 200-pounder. But when it starts getting to that 250, that's the big. So you're not a huge guy.
No,
I'm right there, and I honestly want to be like 185, 190. You know? Like trim a little more, you know, to I don't know, just see what that those
feels
like.
Yep.
You know. But as soon as I, saw him, I'm like, I'm gonna fuck this dude up, man. And then he fucking tapped me like 6 times.
And you're like, oh man,
he got me in like 2 leg locks and a rear naked choke. I'm like, oh fuck, real quick.
That's
okay,
awesome.
That's badass, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I've heard of him a little bit before, of Kyle Perkins.
Nice.
But I didn't know that it was
the legend lives on.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
He's heard of the dog face.
The dog, I'm out there.
I had heard of
Okay.
Brad from Misfits, the one that told me,
Okay.
He's like, hey, this guy,
I feel like all those guys know you pretty well, right?
Yeah.
He said this guy's, is good leg lock guy.
That's awesome.
Like, okay, cool. So you had that fame of good leg lock guy.
That's all the guys who like leg locks around here. Yeah, they know that. I've leg locked one of their friends. Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah, probably.
It's like it's almost like leg lockers all kind of know each other.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, before,
it's like, he does
8 years
leg
ago,
locks.
there were probably not many, right?
No.
Like fucking 8-9 years ago. I'm sure.
So Mike, Mike Peterswald's 5 points. I mean, me and him, he was my leg lock buddy at Current forever. Yeah, I mean, that's
he trained with us in Crystal Lake, and I remember, Mike was never. I mean, I was probably already in 2016. I was a black belt.
Yep.
Mike wasn't a black belt, right? I mean,
no, Mike's a blue, or
so
when he opened up his own gym.
And I remember just seeing him just kind of like rolling around and stuff. And,
Yep.
And you guys always mess around with stuff, and me and Jeff look at you guys and be like, what are they doing?
I just well, so I mean, like I knew with Mike, is like a mechanic and like a pretty like skinny
Strong?
guy, not very athletic at all, but just like he would show me stuff that like if I let him show it to me, I'd be like, that's fucking dangerous. And then people were like, I'm all Mike, and I'd be like, well, let me show you what Mike showed me, and then like would fuck him up with it, and I'd be like, he studies jiu-jitsu really well. He's just not like yeah. So you gotta.
That's cool.
And especially 5 years. I started doing legs like white belt, dude. I like I've always like leg locks,
Yep.
I fucking lost it for a little bit.
Okay.
But rolling with you guys a little bit.
Bringing it back into the game.
But that's a lot of information, man. Leg locks to be really good like you, dude. You need to study a lot and rep a lot and just so much.
Yep.
So much information, dude. You and Giuseppe, dude. Incredible, dude.
And I think about it like, so Kyle used to spend a lot more time focusing on it.
Yep.
And now it's just a part of what you do. Mm-hmm. So you're able now to expand your knowledge and learn other things while still maintaining a good level of skill set. Mm-hmm. So you don't need to be so obsessive about one thing. And this is why you're, in my opinion, you're a much better grappler today than you were 2 years ago.
When just focused
when
on
all
that.
you were doing that. Yeah, you're just way more well-rounded.
Yeah. Well, I find it too, like, when you guys are asking me leg lock questions, like the other day we were doing it with like, is I'll find myself going like, oh yeah, this
remembering something.
yeah, like oh this is another this is something too. Yeah,
'Cause that game goes so deep, dude. There's so much shit to know, especially the defense too, and then the counters to the counters.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fucking crazy, dude.
But then too, I mean, I've taken a real appreciation for everything's like that. I mean, when we were doing the submission modules and doing Kimuras and arm bars and stuff, I remember studying and just taking like pages of notes on the arm bar, and it's like it's one move and just pages of notes on the arm bar.
You probably run into that more in training than like a cross ashi or something.
That's true.
Depends on who you're training with.
Yeah,
that's true too. That's true too. Yeah. But it's more common to I don't know.
Most likely, yeah. Well, I mean, and that's just that's also based on where you train. Yeah. Right, so going back to like your origins of how you started jiu-jitsu, if you start in, let's just say, a place like a Gracie Academy.
Oh no, I didn't learn it there.
You're not gonna see that at all.
I mean, they do teach it there, but it's different,
But you're not gonna be rolling with leg locks. Like you're not gonna be trading that your day one. Whereas like with us,
they
day one you're gonna be doing that.
They do teach leg locks there, but not like this. Like
in depth.
Not. No breaking mechanics, none of that shit.
It's good. It's good to be trained at different places, though. I mean, you get so many different. Yeah,
the whole totally different vibe, totally different feel. And if you can be the person who maybe like can touch all those different energies and different like feels, you become better. And it's not that you have to adopt anything, but to take it in is more important. You don't have to become the leg locker guy to appreciate it.
Yeah. So I was
same with wrestling.
Yeah, I was in Tennessee. My kids had moved over there for about a year, and so I would go there once a month, right, to see them. And I was training at this big school over there, and they had zero leg locks, like 0-0. Like there was one leg lock guy, which is he was really good to his credit, but he came from.
Was it more of like a? Was it a gi school? Like they train mostly gi?
Both. but it's both. And it's a competition school. They do a lot of IBJJF and stuff, you know. But
there you go.
Yep.
That's why.
But only one guy knew like good leg locks, you know. And I was fucking killing it over there, you know what I'm saying? With the couple ones that I knew. Yeah, dude, for sure. But, you know, it was...
Yeah, I mean,
not a lot of schools teach it, man.
And that's my point as a school owner myself, is to almost like it's a responsibility I have, almost like an obligation. It's a, you know, to allow me to sleep better at night. I can't let people off into the world. It's like a dad.
Without
Imagine your daughter. You don't want to let her like go driving without understanding how to fucking drive.
Yep.
And that's, you know, imagine if you, as a driver, you never learned how to take a left turn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something you know you're gonna do.
Yep.
You're gonna run into leg locks at some point.
Yep.
And just to be like, we don't do it, it's too dangerous. We're not gonna do it yet.
At least the defense, right? You want to learn.
And you really just can't learn just the defense. It's not how anything works, right? You can't just be like, here's the defense only, because how do you understand? You can't understand it. Yeah.
No,
so it's super interesting. I think, you know, we shouldn't separate it. It's not a separate part of the game. It's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it was just always together. It was always so funny to me. The analogy I used to make was just like, it was so funny to me that even now, like, reaping is illegal.
Yes.
Because it's such a useful mechanic, and two, it's so like easy and available to do that it would literally be like the Kimura grip's illegal.
Right.
You know, it's just like it's
or guillotine grip.
You know, yeah, it's just like, I mean, what is going on here? You know, why? You know, yeah.
And it just gives people a false sense of like reality of like, so it's something you need to be able to protect against. And if you say it's illegal, well, now when you run into it, that's why people get hurt. I'm just so used to dealing with Kyle trying to reap my legs, and
then think of how much just a little bit of confidence too. Like, I don't know his name, but the kind of like Eastern European guy who comes every once in a while, who went against Nam.
Okay.
That we were talking about.
Yeah.
Like, he's got like a okay footlock, but it's more just he will just grab your foot and go crazy, and the fastness of it kind of scares you. And if you're just if you've been footlock before, you go, oh, I'm okay, you know. And then
it kind of got like a sambo style of like straight ankle lock. Just boom, drops into it.
Yep.
Yeah, that guy in Vegas got me in a footlock a little bit, you know. But you know, if I didn't know how to,
you've been there.
Yeah, exactly. I would have been tapping. You know what I'm saying?
Right away.
Hell yeah.
The panic.
Exactly. But like you said, you feel comfortable. You know, it's not. I mean, it was deep. It was pretty. You know, but you know what the fuck to do. You know.
Yeah. We've hopefully, and that's the environment that you create at a school. We've given you those experiences, and in a healthy, safe dose. Because if you give it too much too soon and with no, you know,
that could be a problem.
It's a whole different. We can go the wrong way with this. So don't get confused and think that we just want everyone just trying to kill each other with their legs. And
nowadays you can stop a lot of the leg locks just with wrestling and shit.
Just understanding your position.
Exactly.
Our guard passing game is based on that too. You know, and like all that camping concepts and everything that we went through was to help prevent people from just running into leg locks. Yeah.
Well, I was really working some leg lock stuff today, and I felt like a lot of people from whatever day, I think you said Thursday, you were doing some.
We did a lot of
and so I could tell a little bit the people have been doing that. Yeah, they just knew the positions a little more,
good,
and
yeah. So we also use that integration concept of, so if we're studying something for a while, you know, every 4 weeks we're gonna bring some stuff that we haven't talked about in a while, and leg locks is just one of those. So like takedowns, leg locks, it's these things that like people are most uncomfortable with, so I try to do it more.
I am so excited for this takedown shit.
Me too.
Coming up.
I need it, dude.
Next week, it's gonna be so much fun.
I hope my knee fucking feels better, but like, you know, it's still a little fucked. But
is it still sore?
Yeah, it's still tender, man.
Yeah,
still not 100%. I'm scared, honestly, to like, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I will say with you know, I've had some pretty. It's weird though. Like I've had some knee injuries before, but then also too like nothing ever like catastrophic. So I feel like my like ligaments in my knees are strong, and I've just had some really bad injuries that I'm lucky that my knees are strong. But Colton from our gym did like, you know, we went to school for this type of stuff, and he said to me, he's like, your knee's gonna get to 80% healed very quickly, and he's like, and that last 20% is gonna take forever. I remember like that last 20%, I'm like, oh geez, you know, yeah. So
exactly, it's not like it's hurting. It's just tender.
Yeah.
So it's like, and probably fucking around every day is not helping it, you know, but I can't stop, dude. You know? But it'll get better, I'm sure.
Well, let's do the origin though. So you started, you were saying with Fusion and
Fusion. Like so what happened was that they had opened up a gun store next door. So I went there one day, and then I saw this, you know, gym.
That's what you went there for?
Yeah.
Nice.
I went to the gun store.
Just big into guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were okay.
I just wanted to see the brand new gun store, right? And I went in there, and when I walked out, or it was closed or some shit, I don't remember, or somebody went in there with me, and I'm like, okay, I'll just wait for you outside. And there was the gym next door, and I walked in there, and then Ian, I don't know if you know Ian.
Yeah, he was my kickboxing coach for a while.
Excellent program. That motherfucker's good at teaching.
Yeah, Ian Alexander, shout out to him.
Dude, that dude, Thai boxing.
Oh yeah,
respects to that guy. All that shit. That program they have is amazing. Mm-hmm. And so I walked in there one day, and I was, like checking it out, and sure, I signed up, and I went there for a couple years.
But you went there for kickboxing, right?
Thai boxing, for sure. And I loved it, dude. It gives you this confidence, dude. It's like crazy, right?
The first time you get that good crushing of a pad with a kick,
cracking pads.
As soon as you learn like a solid combination, and you're fucking pretty quick at it, dude, you have this confidence. It's crazy. It's different than jiu-jitsu confidence because jiu-jitsu confidence is like this shit's like for real, right? Like it's
totally different vibe.
Different, right?
Yeah, it's very hard to articulate why, like unless you're someone who if you've trained your Thai boxing or some type of striking art and then also trained jiu-jitsu, it's just totally different feel.
Yeah. Sure.
Do you think part of it is like when you hit pads, your brain goes like, I wouldn't want that hitting me.
Well, you hit the bag and you move it.
Dude, it just feels powerful. Yeah, dude. And jiu-jitsu is like this slow, like almost like, I don't know. It's almost like how cool is like watching a tiger like tear something apart. But how cool is it to like watch a snake also like slowly eat something?
They're
both
different.
Very powerful.
Yep.
But two different vibes. Like that's kind of like striking and grappling.
So I was. What happened was that I own a business, and I just had a bunch of guys working for me, and all I did was drive around. So I got fat as shit, dude. I was like 235, and I'm like, oh man, this is the problem, man. I fucking got to do something. I want to be fat. So I went in there, and then I tried it out, and I was there for like, honestly, I don't remember if it was like a year or 2, 3. I don't remember. It was like a fog. But one day I got like hurt with like my shins and my ankles and my wrist would all like just hurt. Maybe because I was fat, And that was the thing. I never lost fucking weight.
Dude, Thai boxing?
Yeah, never did.
Interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah, that is. I wonder. Yeah, I really do wonder. Yeah.
I didn't change like my diet or thing, obviously, but I don't know. It was weird.
Were you doing sparring at all?
Yes.
You were?
Yeah, I got to spar, but I mean, just the pads alone, I was sweating my ass off.
I mean, it's crazy workout.
It's hard, yeah.
Yeah, and then one day I fucking, said, fuck, I got to take a break. So I took a break, to let my shit heal, and I wanted to get back into it. And then when I came back into it, I kicked the bag. I was kind of cold, I kicked it hard as fuck, dude, and I herniated my disc. And then I just like, oh fuck,
shit,
dude, this sucks, dude.
Your lower back.
Yeah, so I stopped, and then I kept going, but it was not the same, right? So then one day I'm like, oh man, all these fucking people in pajamas over here. Let's see what the fuck this is about, right? And then, well, first one time there was, I was because at like 6 or 7 they switch, right?
Right.
Like class is over,
between
and then the Thai
striking
boxing goes,
to jiu-jitsu.
and then on Wednesdays and Thursdays, or Wednesdays and Mondays, they switch, right? The jiu-jitsu's first, and then Thai boxing, whatever. Anyway, this one time we're done with like our class, and then this bald guy says, all right, everybody off the mat, or I'm gonna break everybody's foot in here. That was fucking Ortiz, dude.
Yeah. Ortiz.
He said it, and I'm like, okay, I don't know if he was joking or fucking around. I don't know, but
no, you're serious.
I don't know. I don't know, but I just remember that clearly in my head.
That sounds like Matt.
That one time, and then I don't know. I just signed up for the.
So did you try it that day too?
I think what happened was that at that time back then, I think it was like it cost the same amount of money
to do both. Yeah.
Back then,
so why not?
So I then like fuck it, I'll get me one of those robes or whatever, and then I started their program, and I saw I lost weight real quick
right away.
Yeah,
that's interesting. You know what I mean? I've never really heard it that story. Usually it's like some way the other way around.
I would almost think the opposite. Yeah, that's very interesting.
But I like that.
But I mean, again,
makes me happy.
So they put me with the big dudes, right?
Okay.
So I had to move.
You're wrestling around. Yep.
And Greg was there, and Greg was big as hell too.
Okay.
And who else was there? All these other big guys.
So Greg Buck, huh?
Yeah, he was there.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
He was there in the beginning, I think. I'm pretty sure.
And he was heavy back then, huh? He was a little bit bigger than he is now.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
He's a big boy.
He's a muscular boy. Yeah, I was rolling today.
I was with the big guys, so whatever, and then just moving those guys around, dude, was a problem.
Well, I guess from a fitness standpoint, there's so much more isometric strength, which is like it's a more of a almost like lifting weights.
You're moving people.
Around versus the fast twitch of like striking. Striking is more of a cardiovascular type of like feeling to it. Whereas jiu-jitsu it has a cardio element, but it's a lot of like isometric strengthening.
Well, and the switching between those two, going cardio and then
different cardio, dude, for sure. I thought it was pretty. For a fact, I was pretty good, cardio, striking,
You're in
jump
shape.
roping and shit. Yeah, but I couldn't last a minute, dude.
So your initial jiu-jitsu experience was like, this is hard.
This is super fucking hard, dude.
That's
I couldn't
cool.
move, man.
Yeah.
Those guys were just on top,
and that was motivating, or that was deteriorating.
Well, that's the only thing I could do because I didn't want to. My back was fucked up, and being on the ground, my back was okay.
That's great.
So I was, I tried it out, and I fucking just fell in love with it, dude. It was cool. I started getting better. And
did you have a moment, where you're like, this is for me?
It was.
Everyone has some type of story of like some move they did.
Now I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It just started getting popular too right after, right after that kind of, So I don't know. I don't know. I just like the people too,
That's
I get attached to people.
Did you have a lot of the hey, when do you come back to kickboxing?
I gave it another shot, dude, but dude, I jumped rope for like 30 seconds. I'm like, fuck this.
That's awesome.
I just can't, dude. I have weak ass.
Kyle,
ankles.
you were kind of like that too, right? I mean, technically.
Yeah, I have. I did Thai boxing
You
bunch.
did for a little bit, but you never fell in love with the training of Thai boxing.
Yeah,
a lot of
I like hitting pads.
It's very repetitive.
Yep.
Jiu-jitsu is like every day. There's some repetitiveness, obviously, but there's like almost every day feels different.
Yeah.
Like one roll, like you could even just have two people, and if we train 7 days a week, every day is gonna feel a little different. Different shit happens. But if you're gonna do Thai boxing, of course, different combinations. But at the end of the day, you're jump roping and you're hitting pads.
I would say that's the one thing I did like about Thai boxing that was a little different was like if you're like hitting pads, it's weird to like repetitively drill the same move in jiu-jitsu like a bunch really fast, but like if I'm like hitting pads and like throw a kick,
that's what you need to do,
and it felt good, I'm like all right, like do another one, boom, and like that one was a little off, like boom, and you can just keep like repeating the same thing and like really like crisping it up over and over again,
A totally different type of training.
Yeah, it's just like to repeatedly pass someone's guard over and over again. It's like I got to pass your guard and then like you got to reset your guard again, and like I got to get in position.
Be more organic,
it's like it's very hard to do that.
Yeah,
totally
and
different.
then after when you start like their program, their jiu-jitsu program. I mean, I'm sure every school's like that, but oh fuck, I got a stripe. Okay, motivate you a little bit, and then 2 stripes. All right, cool.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, exactly. And then
I'll be a black belt in no time.
Over there, they give you a combatives belt, right? So it's like fuck, this is weird. It's different.
So the combatives belt, for those who don't know, that it's the Gracie Combatives program, which is its own program. It's not a blue belt.
2 bars. They have 2 bars.
No, it's a black. It's
really?
a blue
It's a
blue bar. White
blue bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a white belt with a blue bar.
Okay.
Blue belt, right? So then at that point you can go into the advanced classes and shit, So that's where you start learning the cool shit, the leg lock.
Shit.
At first it was a little
Is that how you
boring.
felt too? Where you're like, oh, now I'm
Get me in there. Yeah.
Now I'm learning some stuff.
Dude, it was cool.
That's awesome.
But it was cool, and then I just I felt like I needed to like explore, and I learned other shit somewhere else, and just
So is that something early in your jiu-jitsu that did someone motivate you to do that, to go like visit other schools and to do open mats? And
no, I just I was addicted. I'm still addicted, right? So over there, it was like they had a class, but they don't stick around and roll as much, because there's not a lot of upper belts,
Okay.
There's a few. There's good guys.
A lot of new people, right?
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
that's kind of the program.
There's a lot of cops and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like it's a self-defense place over there. I don't know. There are not that many people. You'll never see this here, like this.
Like the open mat.
Yeah. I mean, I started over there. We did with Ortiz and them, a couple, and Ian and these guys, but that's it. That was obviously not from that school,
Yeah, that was big over COVID too, right? You guys were all like meeting up and training. Yeah,
Nice.
That was cool shit.
I mean, no, they weren't. Yeah, but
Yeah, it was cool.
Don't say that.
Yeah. It was not in that gym.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I remember Vince telling me about that. He was just like, I mean, we used to do it at Ortiz's house, but then like COVID happened. There were too many people. We couldn't do it in his garage. We had to find a gym to actually train.
Yeah, I think it's like that's something to try to motivate people who are stuck in their little box or in their little world. If you go to a school and you're just in the same place, I think it's one of the best things for people to do is to try to go to different open mats and
different looks, different styles, dude.
Or travel. If you're someone who does travel for work or travel for fun, is to just bring your belt or bring your Noki stuff and go stop at a school. Most schools will let you do it.
I love doing that, dude. I've gone to like in Mexico. I've gone.
That's so cool. That's when I was traveling. That's all I did.
You were doing a bunch, right?
Yeah. And I would just bring my black belt, so I wouldn't bring anything else. I would just bring my black belt so that they're like, because I would go, I would be like in the Philippines and awesome. Costa Rica and Japan. They
have their gi, right?
Yeah. They would give you a gi. So like if you show that, it means like you're a black belt. And they're so everyone like everywhere I've ever went,
very respectful,
so cool. Welcoming.
Me too, dude. Me too.
Like never would ask for money. Only one, and the only place where I would ever. I hate to talk bad about it. Yeah. I know. But like they would ask for $35 for me to stop in, and I was like, okay, like
I'm gonna go.
I'll go somewhere else.
I had a weird one. That one it was a Gracie Baja in like Tennessee, and I went there and like they didn't let me wear my black gi or whatever. They wanted me. To wear
so like there's that.
It's
like stuff like that, and it's just whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah,
but
Robert said that happened to him too. They made him take a rental gi, and he was like, "But I have one." And they're like, "No, you gotta wear this
the
one."
White one.
Like, "No, but I have one."
Yeah, so there's that issue. But and that it also just informs how I want my school to feel. I don't like that shit. There's weird red tape, weird stuff like that. If there's ever a traveler, someone who's just in town, I will never charge someone to drop into a school. Now if you become a member, now we have things we can tell you. Here's our membership options and stuff. But I think that's a good. Good flag for people.
I've been like to 20 schools, right? And not one has charged me. You just say, leave me a good review or whatever, and that's it.
Yeah. Or you buy a shirt.
Yeah, buy something.
That's one of the best things you can do.
If you can buy a rash guard or something, cool, whatever.
And now you got shirts from all these different schools. This is badass.
Exactly.
And then too, it's good for the gym. They get advertising out there of you wearing their shirts and stuff.
And they get $20 from the shirt. It's great.
Cross promotion.
That's cool. I've always been cross training, dude. I love cross training, dude.
Yeah. So I try to advocate that for people because it's something that I think it's more popular now, but it was very
weird at
taboo
first.
and weird at first.
It was weird, honestly.
Been yelled at a lot. Yeah,
Kyle was always yelled at.
Yeah, it's going everywhere.
I feel like it's more accepted now.
It is.
I think like Fusion now. Paxton said that he gets credits for coming here.
Oh yeah,
on Sundays. That's
pretty
cool, dude.
Good for him.
He gets credit on. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Here,
Which I don't think he should.
Awesome.
I'll be honest.
For a Sunday roll?
No, it's an open roll.
Yeah.
So what? This the time. It's actually more intense time.
Hey man, I mean, he's definitely sweating.
Well, so it goes to the idea of like, he gets gym credit, but not class credit.
Oh, I don't know.
What does that even mean, though? Right.
Well, so like
depends on your program.
You would agree with that, though,
Yeah.
right? Like, so you get hours for education, not for just training, right? That's
how I do my hours.
That's kind of how
I do a different color for like comp class.
Oh,
right?
you do?
I do, yeah.
Cool.
So and it's mostly so I know, like, because I can, it's funny. Jeremiah, we'll talk about him because he competed yesterday. But Jeremiah, you look at his card, it's all gold.
Uh-huh.
So what does that mean?
He's only doing comp
It means
classes.
he's only been coming to advanced classes and comp classes because, and it's what he's got. He's got a job, things, whatever.
I always wonder why they were different colors.
That's why.
Oh,
it's for me to know, like,
this guy's got a bunch of pens. He just picks one out of them.
No, it's a system, baby.
That's awesome.
Because I want to know. When I go through it and it's time for like promotions and stuff. I look through it and I want to see color on there to know that you've learned things.
That's cool, man.
And then I know also what haven't you learned. So like, if I see that you haven't done any type of submission module or you haven't done any type of guard passing or whatever it might be, it's good for me to then say, hey, I know what you need to work on.
Yeah,
I can already tell.
I always wondered that. I'm like, different fucking colors.
Yeah, it was like we put a lot of thought into it. I was I had a couple different systems at first, but this has been my favorite. It's more intensive, a lot more work for me, but it's like a fun job because I enjoy going through everyone's cards and looking at what people are doing. I enjoy it. We did this like first quarter assessment idea. The first 3 months of the year, went by and we tallied everyone's classes. I went through it, saw what people did no gi versus gi, and I got like a good, just kind of what do you call that? Like
a breakdown of,
a breakdown of.
We got an overview of the school too. You got to see like
what's that word that they use when they're like they call you up to ask you questions. There's a word for it. It's the fuck. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's like a fancy word.
Yeah, I know.
I'm losing it.
Yeah, Kyle.
I don't know. Yeah.
You don't know words.
Telemarketer.
No, you love words. No, it's the. Oh man, that's gonna drive me crazy.
It's like an accounting word. Dude.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. We're not very smart here. I
know a lot of accounting words too. Yeah, that's like my specialty.
Oh, I don't remember the
some type of assessment,
with
but it's a word for it. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like it was really cool to get that data from everyone, and I realized like yes, we are definitely a no-gi school.
Yeah, the gi classes aren't that
gi
popular.
Gi classes are not very popular comparatively.
How about the MMA stuff on Saturdays? Is that
it's
taken off?
It's grown a lot, but it's just a lot of young people.
Oh,
so I got these like young kids. Dude. You liked it, huh?
Dude, you know what, man? The one thing I miss from Gracie's is that fucking fight sims, dude.
Fight sim
is the shit, dude.
Yeah. So yesterday, it was me, Kenny, Jay, this kid Brogan who's young, Joel, who's only 13, but he's a stud. He's gonna be so good. Shay, a couple guys, just younger kids. But it's one of my favorite ways of training. So we spar first and we do a bunch of games and drills, but then we finish, we take off all the shin pads and we just keep our MMA gloves. There's no punches on the feet. We just grapple. Yeah. And then as soon as you're on the ground, you can start punching.
It's nothing better than getting punched in the face.
It's real. It's real, baby.
It changes everything. Yeah. So like me and Kenny did a 10-minute round of grappling with punches, and it's just like, man, when I grapple with Kenny, it's a totally different feel. But then once I could punch Kenny a little bit, it like felt so much better, but scarier too. I was like, oh shit! Like, he's trying to hit me.
I tell people all the time we used to do that class on Fridays, and I used to tell people all the time like my grappling style is way different when we're throwing punches at each other.
Did I ever get to do it with you?
We've done it before. Yeah, we've tried a bunch before.
I'm sure I punched you so hard.
Oh yeah, you punched me real hard. Yeah,
because you tried to leg lock or something.
Yeah.
Cool. I love it. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, man, you're always welcome. It's something we were doing like Friday nights. We were doing that for a while. Remember that? And then it kind of evolved into just like our competition class for.
That's another cool class, dude. I fucking love that competition.
You
do? Dude, nobody really does that, around here. It's fucking awesome, bro.
Well, people try. But then it's just like
have that at your.
Well, but I do it, Joey. Yeah, I mean,
Kyle Stoller gave it to them.
Yeah, but I would say like what the difference would be is like the only way I could describe it is like some people run a class where it's just militant and they're just trying to be like intense and like yelling at people and like do 10 push-ups and
that's I don't like.
This organization of positions and it's
like a lot of people's comp classes gets boiled down into a fitness class, exercise, which I don't like. I don't like if you're doing jumping jacks between your rounds, like
that's not good.
Like if are you just trying to get more tired so your technique's worse? Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it's a great class, man.
Thanks, man. I'm glad people like it, and it's pretty popular. It's good. It's like, I think ideally in a perfect world we would have it like 3 times a week. Damn. We would do it like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because then people who, like if you're doing technique for an hour and then finishing with that type of training, that would be for like a perfect someone who's like a full-time jiu-jitsu athlete.
That's
that would
training
be
schedule.
Yeah, it would be like 3 times a week. We just it's tough to find that time for it, but like me and Kyle, like that's one of our goals is to try to do like Tuesday, Thursday, me and you doing those, because sometimes for myself, if I'm an odd person out, it's just the responsibility of someone has to kind of run the clock and make sure.
You guys are already running fucking crazy schedules. Yeah, how you guys do that, bro?
Wild schedule.
Yeah. How you do that shit, dude.
And we're trying, I want to add more for myself because I don't want to miss out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it sucks to, sometimes it is that way, like where I want to be in the class, but just obligation.
That is honestly another reason why I started coming here because, dude, anytime you want, dude, there's a fucking class here, bro. 6 a.m., fucking 11, 12, 5, 6, 7, whatever,
Yep.
Saturday and Sunday, whatever,
I always told people when I started the school.
If you can't make it in, it's on you.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
I always told people when I started the school that, like, if 2 people, maybe I'll say 3 people agree to a time, I'll do it. So like we had a time when everyone was like trying to ask for 9 o'clock. Yeah. I was like, if you bring two people, I'll do it.
Yep.
But it's always like one person. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, okay, well then come at 6 o'clock or come at noon.
We did have some 6 a.m.s that were one person, but we toughed it out.
We got it.
I've been asking for 6 a.m. class for like 3 years, bro.
You like the 6 a.m.s? You come into that.
When I get busy, obviously that's the only time I can make it, for sure. But right now it's a little slow still, so I love the 11.
Yeah, that we can sleep in a little bit.
Yeah, more energy too.
And I'll say Orlando is very disciplined. I see you lifting weights. You come in, you lift, and then he comes trains. I mean,
it's actually
you're living the dream, man.
Bro, because you lift a little bit and then you're ready for the class.
You're pumped up.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's always a good debate. Do you like to lift and then roll, or do you like to roll then lift?
If you roll, because I like to roll after class, right? If you roll and then you go lift, dude, you half-ass in everything. For sure. I do.
So you think it's better to work out and then train?
Because you're warmed up.
What's your thoughts, Kyle?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I think honestly, like the best thing for us would be to do like a technique class and then lift.
Yeah, and if you do a technique class and don't stick around to roll, then for sure.
Like drill a little bit, get our blood flowing like that, maybe. But then, right. it's the warm up to lift is like a technique thing,
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think
always interesting.
but then also, I don't think that's a bad thing to lift and then, to train. Yeah, that's cool.
I don't lift heavy. I just do reps, and
get your blood flowing.
Yeah, it's working, man. I think you got a really good routine going.
I love it, man.
Yeah, you do have a, you're saying you're bigger, but you're not, you're not enormous, but you are strong. You're a strong boy.
Nobody told me that you lift and you fucking make shit easy.
Yeah, yep, you're a strong boy.
Everything gets easy, man. You use less energy and shit.
Yeah, you're very deceptively strong. Cause like, and I'm not saying that you don't look strong. It's just it's a weird thing. Or this was couple months back. But I was rolling with you. I think it was like on a night class, but we're rolling and like, you know, you're kind of relaxed. And I like went to like knee on belly and I like tried to slide them out and just like, just like, I was like, holy shit. He's like freakishly strong. You got that like interesting strength where it's like very hard to move you. And then when you want to move quick, you have some speed to you.
Yeah, because I got like 2 or 3 explosions. That's it.
Yeah. Gotta save them.
You gotta save them, dude.
Did you play any sports growing up?
Nothing, dude. Zero.
Okay.
Fucking never. I mean, fuck around a little bit with volleyball and stuff like that. But
Okay.
Nah, not really.
You weren't like an athletic guy. You weren't
Zero.
doing really.
Never. No. Just fucking worked.
That's awesome.
Yeah, worked in trades.
That's interesting. And then you became, now you're, look at you, fucking, you work out, you train as much as anyone I know.
Yeah.
I mean, you're lifting,
I'm addicted.
rolling.
It's a problem for sure. It's a problem.
No, that's good, man.
It's
That's
a good problem. It's better. There's a lot worse things.
I know, dude, but still it consumes a lot of time, you know. But it has disciplined my life though a little bit.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, I mean, what positives can you draw from that type of lifestyle?
For one, you're always fucking relaxed. Stress is zero, dude. My stress levels for owning a business. I don't know if you know. There's a lot of stress. Obviously now you're learning, right? You're learning that there's a lot of business, a lot of stress that comes with owning a business. Especially the bigger it gets, the more fucking stress, right? But this has helped my personal, you know, to chill and just stay calm and relax. You know, any situation.
Just like in jiu-jitsu, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Anything, dude. I haven't felt stressed in a while, dude.
That's good, man. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Well,
it's good.
you get knee barred enough, you're like, yeah, this ain't that
Whatever.
bad.
Yeah.
Nah, hey, shit, dude. For
That's
sure.
cool. How long have you had your business?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Fuck, dude. I started doing it like in 2003 when I was in high school. I was a sophomore actually, and they gave me a union permit, right?
Oh wow.
So I started doing summers for the union, and then when I graduated, I started in the second year apprenticeship. So I was already banking it, right? Back then. So then
That's
the
young.
economy started dumping around 2008. So then I opened up my own shop and started there. So 2008,
Wow.
How many years is that? I don't know.
And you've gotten yourself into a point now where you've made it where you can set your schedule so well. And
Yeah, I can pretty much set. I mean, in the summer times we get hectic, you know, it's pretty busy, but you know, still try and fit
I
in.
mean, it's great, man. That's
Every day I try to do.
That's legitimately, you just like, that's the dream lifestyle.
To be the boss
and build it into a way, because you know, obviously people want to have their own business, but then they don't want to do all the work that's required for it. I mean, like, you know, I'll be here with this school. I'm here, you know, 15 hours a day most days. Most people don't want to do that, and then they just try to pawn it off on someone else.
No,
but that person doesn't care about your business.
Yep.
And I sacrifice a little bit sometimes to like, I make less money, but I have more freedom. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mind it. You know, I don't care.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that at the airport, right, on our way home, and I really respect that vision that you have for your life, which is, you know, you only have one life.
That's it, dude.
And more money sometimes isn't better.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to set up your future, obviously.
You got to be
know?
secure.
Yeah, so you got to set up your future. You know, you got to do the right moves and invest your money for sure, right? But I mean, I don't want to fucking work 24/7 just to, you know, be better off. You know,
No, I remember that a lot.
I'm gonna be 40 soon. I'm like, fuck, dude, that's it, dude. There's no more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fucking old.
Yeah, and you're living
Real
life,
quick.
man. You're going on these trips. You're taking these chances to do something hard, do something
'Cause
difficult.
my window's closing, dude. Dude, after 40.
Hey man, you still got some time.
Yeah, you can do
You'd
it
be
for a while,
surprised.
man. That's the cool thing.
You got another good 5 fun years
I
of
don't
like
know, dude.
competition.
There's not many competitors at 40, dude.
It's true. It does drop down, but it's
Yeah, but then like I think it's just finding the thing for, you know, we as much as we bash it. I mean, that might be when we really start getting an IBJJF for people. I think there's a lot of
The
like
older men?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of like there's Masters 3,
and-
4, 5 and stuff,
shit,
and you know,
really?
oh yeah.
I didn't
I
know
think
that.
like Megaton every year signs up for like, you know, Masters like 6, and they have to move him down like 3 or 4 because he's the
There's
oldest.
only probably him and one guy.
Yes, yeah, you know, yeah.
yeah. No, I mean it's a lifestyle, and you're living it right now, which is
Yeah, I'm
it's
gonna take
better than
advantage of it for
imagine
sure.
if you know there's so many people, the classic expression, right, is that everyone just like works until they're 60 to enjoy their life at 60, but I mean like
Not me.
life is over.
Fuck that.
Dude, I mean, I still remember when
I
I
mean,
was
life's not over at 60. You
Yeah,
can
but
keep
still.
living, but man, there's so much more fun shit you could do at 38.
Dude, when I worked at the post office, the first place I worked at was the McHenry post office. It was this huge warehouse, and every person I worked, this is not a joke, every person I worked with was between the age of 60 and 65 and was just like just wasted, like hating
Just
their
waiting
life.
their-
And I was like, this
wait
is
until
not
it ends,
this
right?
is not good. Yeah,
Tiring
this
shit.
is
I
not
know.
good.
Yeah. So, I think you got the right mentality for like, and with your kids too.
Mm-hmm. It gives me a lot of time.
You got so much more time. I mean, I talk about it all the time. The coolest thing in the world to me is when I watch a dad and their son or a dad and their daughter on the mat hanging out, or even like a mom and their son. With Anna, we saw this a bunch, and like I see these little moments of like you guys having like laughing and doing technique, but also like getting a workout, and also like all these healthy things happening together.
Yeah.
That I wish I wish I could have had those.
Yeah.
Or I would like to have that as a dad someday.
Yeah.
That's like super special.
We do a lot of cool shit with my kids. We go 4-wheeling and shit. Dude.
I know like volleyball too is big.
Volleyball
You guys
is huge,
and you love
Okay.
it.
Yeah, they're competitors, dude. They're really, really good at the volleyball, dude. Hopefully, my goal is, with this, I'm gonna have Jay train them this next couple weeks, and my goal is for both of them to make varsity, because the one's gonna be a freshman.
Oh, and she'll be a senior.
And the other one's gonna be a junior.
Oh, junior.
So hopefully
nice.
they both. Make
That'd be
varsity.
really cool.
They'll be sick, dude. 'Cause they're both really good, dude. I'm telling you, man. We'll see.
That's cool.
Let's get them jumping up. Let's get those hops.
Oh, that's insane. I mean, sometimes you see some highlights of some people play
I love
volleyball.
it,
You're
dude.
like, I don't understand how they jump like that.
You
That
should see
doesn't make
these
sense.
Girls,
Yeah.
dude, spike the fuck out of this ball, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's
I
crazy.
love it.
It's great. They're short and shit, but they'll fucking jump.
They just
high, dude.
fly, right?
I like the plays. Like there's plays.
Yes,
you
you
know,
like the
where they
fake
got
spiker.
fakes. Oh, I love it, dude.
That's
that's my favorite
all
thing.
me and Joey know is the
I
one
know.
play with
like
the
where
fake
the one
spiker.
jumps up and the other one jumps up, and
It
you don't
came
know
out of
who's gonna
nowhere.
hit it.
Yeah.
I love that.
No, dude, I enjoy watching them play, because at this stage,
Starts to get exciting,
oh
right?
my god,
They're good, right?
It's so competitive, man.
Yeah, like high school.
dude.
That's when they start
They're
getting
playing
good.
club and then these other clubs, and it's just insane, dude. The competition is next level, man.
Well, hopefully jiu-jitsu can help. Maybe even just with the attitude too of like
I
confidence.
hope she doesn't drop it, man. I hope
Yeah.
she keeps going. It looks like she's got that fire on her now to try and do it, more. And then the other one asked about it. She's like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's funny how that works
I
too.
know, I know.
That's a sibling rivalry.
Yep.
Of like,
Again, they did it when they were like 9 and 10. So
Taylor won that tournament.
Yeah.
Immediately Dakota's like, I think I want to
I
do a
could do
tournament.
one. And then she does one. She's like, I'm done.
I'm done. That's all I needed. Yeah, just
we'll
improve.
see. We'll see what happens.
That's awesome, man. Well, I'm so happy that you brought her in, and I'm glad she's seems to enjoy the environment too.
Yeah.
We try our best to make it like welcoming, and I wanted to give her some tools and like also just talk to her like before the tournament, talk to her like to make her feel like it's no big deal, like it's gonna be fun. Just
Yeah, they don't get discouraged with the nerves or any other.
Yeah.
They're playing. Dude, they made it to the finals with the volleyball and shit, dude. So it's like a lot of
They've
people
been in that
yeah,
pressure.
Dude, yeah, they don't.
Well, that's what it's funny that when you said you weren't an athlete, you never did anything competitive.
I've never done.
So your first jiu-jitsu tournament was legitimately your first athletic endeavor,
That's it, dude. Yeah.
and you handled it pretty well. If you weren't, like,
I was.
some people
I had
can't handle it,
I
man.
had just gotten my blue belt, I think, and I'm like, fuck. But then, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't feel like I was. That school is not a competition school. Like the Gracie.
It's different.
It's different, dude. And then these fucking guys that are.
And
going from other
like,
schools-
man, this guy's been training hard.
Yeah, dude. It's different, man. It's different.
Well, you put the work in now, so I hope you feel that you are.
Yeah, I'm involved.
You
for
are
sure.
you're a high level competitor.
Okay.
You
Cool.
know what I mean? Like you're a high level. If you travel and you're doing ADCC and you're doing all these, you have to embrace the role. And if you embrace it too, then you'll be able to, when you next time you do a tournament, when you walk in the mat, there's a feeling that guy knows it too.
Yeah,
You're
I'm sure.
like, oh shit, like
That's
Orlando.
different. Dude, those
I looked at
ADCC
your
are
rules. I know. Yeah,
He's not from around here.
Yeah.
Like he flew here to beat me.
this
Jesus.
motherfucker must be good.
Yeah,
There's like a weird it's an aura thing. Like once you accept that you are the guy, you are the athlete. You're the guy who competes. People know.
It's different.
You gotta
sure.
embrace it.
Those guys at the ADCC are way fucking better than these, local tournament ones.
yeah.
I don't know if it's just me or that's how I feel, but
No, I mean, it's just
that's how I feel, man. But they're good.
Puts the pressure on.
Those guys
Yep.
are good.
And it's also it's just the environment too. Everything's just a little amped up.
Yes.
Everything's a little
Yeah.
bit more like a fight.
It's more
There's
like
aggression
more
going
danger,
on. Oh
you
yeah,
know?
you feel
Yeah.
it. Everyone's on edge. I love it.
Well, yeah, it's just there's more people coming to those ones. So then it's like the pool is bigger, and it's like a tournament. It always just a funnel, and now you're just shoving more people into the funnel. And there's a lot of good people
There are
throughout
people
that
who
whole.
aren't good aren't showing
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or they get just funneled out real quick. It's just like that round one.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
dude.
Well, do you have any other big goals for jiu-jitsu for yourself?
Nah, just want to enjoy the ride, dude.
That's awesome.
I'm trying to get more fit. Like I said, I'm trying to maybe go down to 185 or whatever, compete at that. try it out.
Yeah.
I feel good now though.
I think this is a good weight for you in general. I don't think that you need to do that to from a competitive standpoint. Maybe from your own joy of like
fat,
how you feel. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
From a health perspective, nothing wrong with that. But competitively, I don't think you'll find like a huge benefit going down to. They're faster. Good. They're just as good, if not better sometimes.
Sometimes you're right.
You might actually have like an easier go at 200 than you will at 185. It's just,
dude. I remember, like I cut, especially when you're younger, cut weight all the time and stuff. And I remember like one time, I think I even cut to like 145. And then I went over to the bracket, looked at everyone. They're like all still my size. I was like, what the hell is this? And then the next week I did like 170 and everyone was still my size again. And I was like, that was retarded.
Doesn't help.
That, Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't help. You just start realizing it's like wherever you feel best is where you're best.
Yep.
It's tough, especially for jiu-jitsu. Well, MMA is different.
Well, even MMA. I mean, I don't know. This was always something I thought about. Like, there's almost like 3 categories of bodies. Like everybody from like 145 to like 170 is almost the same frame, and it just depends how you pack it. Like Holloway could be a 170. He could put the weight on to be, and he could cut him down to 145. Yeah, but then there's like Volkanovski and them. They are in a different category where like they would look ridiculous for them to go up that big.
He was there.
He did, right? But dedefinitely like amateurs and stuff. And then there's like, once people are at 185, they're not dropping down again.
The best example of that would be like, remember Roy Nelson?
Yes.
Roy Nelson, Big Country.
Oh, man.
Remember him?
Yep.
Heavyweight, but like short.
Yep.
And really fat.
Yep.
And like that guy could have been maybe a world champion. I mean, he was already really good. But imagine him at 185.
Yeah.
He definitely could have made 185, and he would have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would have been able to hold those people down.
That's what I mean. It's totally different. So you don't know, but like he could definitely optimal health weight was not a too.
Maybe his punch power is not there at that.
Yeah,
point.
it's interesting.
I don't know. You're right, dude.
It's like body type. Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah. He would just blast people, dude. Yeah, he
was just so funny looking too.
Yeah, the mullet and everything. Yeah, what a character. Yeah. Derek Lewis, same thing. He started lighter and then went bigger. Yeah, he was like 190 and then got up to 265.
Well, yeah, I mean, like if you go
put on some weight.
A crazy good fight to watch is it's his last fight before he goes to the UFC. It's probably on YouTube even. Derek Lewis fights Eric Rorschach, that like really good wrestler guy, and he's like ripped, and he's like in really good shape.
Ripped,
Derek's like ripped in really good shape, and like he keeps getting taken down, but then he just pulls a Derek and knocks him out like in the 3rd round. Yeah,
Derek Lewis, gotta love it.
Yep.
Yeah, I was rolling with Ian today. He was trying to do a Derek Lewis move to me. He just tried to like get up.
Okay.
Where you going?
Yeah, I was like, where you going, man? Like put my head on the floor, held him down.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it, dude. He controls the shit out of me, dude. He's such.
Ian?
I think, dude.
Yeah, Ian's tough.
Pound for pound, that motherfucker's like
one of the strongest people.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
pound for pound. That's a good way to put it.
I was rolling with him today. And it was just like the thing.
He's
of like,
so much stronger than me, and we're like similar. I mean, he's like 150.
My brain just went like today. I was just like, I don't want to have to, Ian. I don't want to have to use this much strength right now. Like, stop it. Like, fine, guys.
Yeah,
he's good.
He's awesome, man. So what do we got going on? So we got this weekend coming up.
You're competing with Taylor.
Myself and Taylor are doing the Midwest Finishers.
Yep.
A big tournament.
How you feeling?
I feel great, ready to go.
Awesome.
I'm excited. I feel like healthy.
Awesome.
Compared to being a little sick.
Yeah,
I was sick for like 2 weeks. I feel really good now. And Taylor's doing her first ever like kind of major tournament, which is really exciting. Exciting for all of us because she's been training so much. We did those, like I mentioned, the tally for the classes. Taylor's got the most classes. She's been the most consistent over the last 3 months. She trains, every day. She's like full time.
Super consistent. Puts her time in. Still full time job and works and stuff.
Tough,
and
does she get nervous when she competes?
Yes,
she does.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I won't lie. Yeah.
Everybody does, right?
I mean, everyone does, but it's how you how does it manifest? And hers manifests, and I think she's gotten better, and I think it's something we're still, but as like a deer in headlights. Her first ADCC, Chicago was like, and then when she did the Orlando one, it was really bad. Like I just looked at her, and she got white as a ghost, and got and she just kind of walked out there a little, gun shy. Like no confidence in. So what we've been working on, for this tournament too, is I'm allowing her to just. I don't know if you watched the last round. I'm just making her like, hey, get rough with me, like try to beat me up, like don't be afraid to like be mean. I want to feel that, and I want you to take that into the competitive setting.
Yep.
because like that's her biggest issue is a little bit of like confidence almost, right?
She looked good at this last tournament.
Oh, yeah.
And then the one before was where she really looked good. And this last one she did before this, she looked super confident.
And this is the next level. She's jumping up a huge level. These girls are gonna be so good.
But it's also
that's what you want.
It's also what we were kind of like, you have to go out there to get the confidence. Like you have to kind of experience it a little bit. Otherwise,
where is confidence built?
It's built through training. Otherwise, if she's not, it's false confidence. Then if you're not putting the work,
that has to come from somewhere.
I don't get the nerves that much.
Really?
No, you're pretty laid back, which I love.
I don't know.
But almost like too. Yeah, so I was gonna say almost too laid back.
Yeah, maybe.
When we talk about that like slow start,
you should fucking.
Yeah, it's almost like you had those in Vegas. You had that first match, which was kind of a little slow start. He took you down. Guy's physical. You almost had a Kimura on him, but then he did a good job.
Guy was fucking good, dude.
He's just super strong, and you're just one like kind of almost like a step behind. And then after the match, I can see a little bit of fire in you.
Yeah,
you're like, hey, why did I lose it? What happened?
Dude, honestly,
and then we go over some stuff, and the next match, he like pulls guard right to half guard, does exactly what I say, rips the guy's arm off. He's like, do I get to face the other guy again? I was like, I don't think so, man. Sorry.
Dude, that got me like, it was a shocker because you had one like not even time. I had to put my shorts on.
You're cold.
I didn't even have my knee brace on. They just said, "Oh, you're up." I'm like, "Oh."
And you were standing around all day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh fuck!" It was a shocker. And then he double legs the fuck out of me, and I'm like, "Oh no!" Like,
it's a nightmare.
It's this again. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I know I'm a little bit like that. I work hard to amp myself up. Because I am kind of like late.
That, dude.
I'm like, dude, I'll be sleeping before a match, and I could just walk in there. But I know that I don't optimally work. That's not my best performances. My best performance, I need to like
amp up.
Get a little
I should try that, dude. I'll try that next time.
Yeah, and that's the coolest thing about competing. You're going to be able to do it again if you can. Of course. Someday will be your last tournament, which is a sad thing to think about. It's like
I know
you don't know when
Never
that
know
is.
when,
but like knowing the idea that you're going to be able to do it again is experiment. For this next one, let's do a little bit like a hard workout.
Like my plan was honestly to like get some rounds with them.
Yeah, kind of wake up a little bit, right?
Yep. Dude, honestly, it was.
So let's try to set that as a goal. And me and Kyle always talk about this kind of stuff. Like after every turn, we're like, this time let's try this. Let's try that.
I felt like that's what I did this last one. Me and Giuseppe rolled. And he got sweating,
which was different than you've been in the past.
Yeah, and I felt good.
I felt like you were wide awake.
I'm gonna try that maybe.
So everyone's different, and it might not be better. You might feel like I need to. Be a little bit more calm before it.
And I think a little bit it was mental, but when I was in Long Beach, me and Ortiz had talked about it, and he's like, I think you need to do some sprints, kind of blow out your energy. And then like I was playing guard, and like halfway through, I'm like, my quads feel a little tired. I feel a little tired doing those sprints.
Yeah, I don't want to do that either. I don't want to go ham and fucking have no juice for like the first guy, or the second guy, or whatever, But we'll see.
I ran a full marathon before my first match.
Exactly. That wasn't a good idea.
That's not a good idea.
One day I felt like running.
I think it's just exciting to see a guy like yourself who has a business, has kids, and see how much you enjoy this. Yeah. That we're not alone. Like me and Kyle, we look at each other a lot. We're like, we're weird guys.
We're crazy.
We're like weird fuckers, but because we're obsessive. I've always had.
You guys are a higher level than me for sure in the obsession. I don't study this shit, dude. I'm not gonna be out there studying.
But that's our job for you. Yep. Legitimately, I ask you to pay me some money to do it for you.
But the real competitors will fucking study.
Yep.
Giuseppe and them guys, fucking dude. He's been studying since I met him. He's always studied and shit, and I'm like, damn, dude, I don't have that dedication like that, dude.
Well, then I could see like with him like going to college and stuff like that, like the way he takes notes is very impressive. Like a very,
Well, yeah, I even so we were talking about Adrian.
Yep.
He has an injury, so he's in a boot. He's in every class. I told him.
Yep.
I told him, man. I said, hey, you're injured. I'm going to put your membership on hold. I don't want to charge you. I want you to save your money, but as long as you promise to come study and learn.
That's cool.
And he's like, 100%. I'll be there.
Good.
It's like if you stop studying, I'm going to start charging you again.
Let me see those notes.
And his notes are so good. That's my point.
Good.
Yeah, my point was like I looked at his. We went through his notes and said like, what do you got? And like, man, it was better than I could think of for myself. It was really good.
Yeah.
He's got like little stick figures he drew. He had like a whole thing diagram for for the leg locks. Wow. It was really cool.
Your addiction levels are higher than mine for sure, dude.
I've always had that, like even as a little kid, I just was like, whatever I got into,
I gotta figure it out.
I was like, I want to know everything about it. I would, search everything, which it's just I never got into anything that everyone else wanted me to get into.
Yep.
Never got into like science and math and like
I do.
I just got into jiu-jitsu.
I do enjoy learning shit, right? Like I've learned a lot this last year, like a lot more, man. It's just been like elevated, with you and I train at Misfits too,
Awesome.
So it's, dude, you guys teach almost the same stuff, right? But it's like I fucking learned so much last year, dude. It's been incredible, man.
Good.
Just sticking. I don't know if it's because I try and do the shit here over there, and the shit over there here, and the more reps. I don't know if that's why or what, but it's sticking more.
Good.
What else would you credit that to? What do you think? Why do you think you're starting to make connections? Is it just a time frame too? Now that you're
I don't know,
a couple years in,
I'm understanding more shit now, and the way you have your system here, where it melts into the next thing and it ties together, amazing, bro. Cool. Amazing.
I think you stand on top of something too, Joe. You're just not the spastic training.
Yes.
That we're doing this day and this day and this
flow
day.
Right into the next thing.
You get a really
amazing.
I mean, and it makes so much more sense when you think about it, right? Like any other college course, there's no way they just open a random page in a book and start like learning random shit.
Hey, did you hear about this day in Egypt? Tomorrow. But you hear about when they attacked Rome?
Yeah.
It's
just no way.
Financial collapse is crazy.
No, dude. I think maybe that's why. I don't know, dude.
It's a little organization. Maybe that's been the help. And
I don't know what. I don't know. Just you guys are really good fucking teachers. Honestly, I don't know if.
Well, we're so glad you're a part of the school and part of the team.
We appreciate that, man.
Especially from the competitive side of it. It's like, man, it's just so exciting. I love it, man.
I love the competition fucking thing you got going on here, dude.
That's great, man.
Shit,
yep. You got a good passion for it too, man. No. Like I remember, like one of the things that made me like so happy was like you asked Joey like about like studying or something. Like we're in the line at Starbucks.
Yeah,
and, like,
if you guys got tired of doing it,
your level of excitement. Like he just the way when he said it to you, like his level of excitement when you said like I love studying, and like he was just like, man, that's awesome. Like, it was just like that made me so happy,
Yeah. We me and Kyle feel like we get no respect for it because we're like, people are like watching the Super Bowl, or people are like whatever people are into.
Yep.
I'm just not into anything but jiu-jitsu.
That's
like,
it? You
that's
don't have anything?
it, dude. I don't have any other.
Come with me. We're going to the drag strip. Like I race cars. I
okay.
Fucking,
you do
drag cars and shit. Yeah, dude. So
I didn't know that.
You drive them?
Dude, the only other adrenaline besides a fucking tournament is fucking a race.
I would never. I would never. Yeah, I would never.
Oh, never.
Bro. Oh, no way, baby.
Really? That's what you're into, huh?
Fuck, dude. I mean, I stopped because of the kids and stuff.
But you used to do like street racing?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Like a lot.
No shit. So did you like it? So you had like your own like modified cars?
Yeah,
like,
I got it. Yeah,
so are you like Vin Diesel?
No. Fucking cooler than that.
I don't hit the train.
Fuck that
I'll
guy.
get hit by the train.
Dude, no, this is fucking. Dude, you get an adrenaline dump also. When you're fucking.
Oh, I bet.
How fast are you going?
I'm at 150 at the track.
Fuck.
150 and fucking.
That's fast,
dude.
That's
fucking
freaky,
fast,
right?
Dude, when you launch these cars, dude, just all the fucking blood goes to the back of your head. Can't even fucking shift in a second, dude.
Yeah.
It's so hard. But you don't get that adrenaline anymore.
Oh, I'm sure it's nuts, right?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's crazy.
It's
cool.
terrifying to me.
Why?
That's how scary. I never.
Yeah,
liked
I don't even like
racing.
driving fast.
What?
I don't like being not in control.
I don't drive fast like normally.
I don't like being. I feel like I'm not in control.
But when you're like, racing somebody for money or for like,
Shit.
You race for pinks?
Nah, fuck.
Is that the expression?
No.
I fucking.
Do you
love
race for
saying
money though? So you just.
Yeah,
you just.
I mean,
You did? Really?
Yeah, fuck.
Hell
all the
yeah.
time.
Dude,
Oh,
dude. So you were hardcore.
I mean,
What was your car? What did you? For those who like cars, I don't.
I had tons of cars, dude. Right now.
What was your best?
The one I have right now, I have this. It's a Mustang, but it's got like an LS motor with the turbo. It's fucking fast, dude.
You know any of this stuff?
No, I have no idea. No idea.
You're talking to two idiots.
Yeah.
But say cool shit because people are listening to this who will like what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a drag car. It's a drag car for sure.
That's cool.
So like that car is built for speed.
For
Then
the fucking track, yeah.
it's built for the track.
fucking go
So like
straight
nothing
line.
about that
Ball tires.
is
It's got slicks, yeah.
Yep.
what's that mean? Slicks?
Yeah.
Slicks, like
No,
sticky
that's
tires.
weird. Now, why would you want them? Why would you not want treads? Why wouldn't you want more grip?
Well, you want most contact with the floor.
Because you're
contact,
not
the better.
turning.
What do you mean?
Well, why
Treads are for
why do
turning?
normal cars have tread then?
For the water and
Ah,
rain and
for-
shit.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
okay, okay.
So it veers it
Safer?
off, Yeah.
Okay.
But the more contact with the drag strip, especially over the sticky track,
Yep.
So it's the more contact, the better, dude. That fucking tire just wrinkles, dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fucking crazy,
It's
dude.
freaky. Yeah, I mean the technology is pretty cool. So like that's what I mean. It's like I can't get into something Because if you get me into that, then I'm going to be obsessed with cars.
I know, dude.
I don't want to like cars. I don't want to like anything.
There's a great like it's like a 1940s video where they show you how like a differential works in a car.
Yeah,
so that like
I saw that, dude.
right,
Yeah.
and it's like
I'll get into it. Like, dude, that's my problem.
You watch
and then I'll start to like want to build my own shit.
And then you fucking race somebody, and then
Before
you're like,
you know
oh
it,
fuck,
that's why I lost.
No, dude, it's another passion of mine for sure.
That's awesome.
Really?
So
That's
do you
cool.
still like? Do you play around with cars? Like
So here's
building.
that's why I asked you about the jiu-jitsu thing. If you know, now that you do it full time and it's a job, if you still love it, because I love racing, but I would fucking hate being a mechanic. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like having to do
or
it.
a race car driver, I would probably hate it. You know, but doing it as a hobby, it's fucking amazing, right? That's why I asked you if it's if your hobby turned into work and you still love it. That's fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, why is it that some people have a passion for something and then they make it their life and then they get burned out? What is that?
I don't know, dude.
How do people burn out? Is it a financial
Doing it too
thing?
much, maybe? I don't know.
I think it's almost always money related.
Yeah,
most
I
of the
think
time
it's
business. Yeah,
it's the little things around it. Like I'm sure, like you were talking about, like you hate having to do the taxes or having like all that shit sucks. You know, like that's when you asked me the question. You were like, like, do you hate doing it? And I'm like, I never hate having to go and teach class or having to go do that stuff. Never bugs me. You know, it's like
certain little things. If I'm being 100% honest,
I don't like talking on the phone. You know, but like
I hate when someone calls me and I'm like, I just know like, oh, it's just someone's gonna be asking stupid questions. Like, what time did you
go to the website?
It's on the website. Yeah. Like, but what do you guys teach? Like,
what do they teach? They ask you that for real,
dude.
You get some wild questions.
I've had some crazy.
Shit, dude. That's
like, and then like so nogi, like what does that mean? I was like, so it just means like we're not wearing the kimono.
If they're brand new,
yeah,
to sport,
I am very polite, very nice. I'm not like, look, you don't know what it is. I'm very nice. I'll explain it. But then if you ask the same question again, just phrased differently, I just don't have the pay. I'm not. Kyle's, I think you're much better at it than me. And me and Kyle actually have different personalities. Kyle, I think you're very good talking to people. I am at first, but I easily get like, I just cut it. I'm like, okay, conversation's over. I don't have anything else to give to you. Here's the schedule. See you later. And Kyle will like, let's keep talking. I can't do it. Dude, I fucking can't do it.
I had one the other day. Like
I'm very nice.
This guy like called and was just like I mean, like this was exactly what it's pretty much just like, so you got jiu-jitsu, huh? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, Muay Thai, huh? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, all right then. He just like hung up. And I was like, what was that? What was that?
We had a guy. Wow, dude. We had a guy on. I think you maybe were in class. Do you? No, maybe you weren't. I think it was 11. But this guy came in and he's definitely foreign. Polish, maybe, big, heavy-set, older gentleman, probably like late 50s, 60s.
Okay.
And he comes in, and first weird exchange. I hope he listens. I know he won't, but first exchange was like he's outside the doorway, and he's like, Jay said, hey, this guy is like interested in class and stuff. So he's like walking him in, and I go to shake his hand. He's like, I don't shake hands between doors. What? I don't know if it's like a I'm like, so do you want me to come out of the room? And I'm this is while I'm teaching class. Oh, I was like, come on in. Yeah. So like, alrighty, I'm in a weird okay. Course. Like walks in, I'm like, okay, when we shake hands, and he's like taking the most time he possibly can to try to tell me that, and this is 100% what he said, is like, I'm looking for someone to train me for a karate tournament in Japan, and this is a big, heavy-set, 50-plus-year-old Polish man, I believe, or Russian or something. And he's like, yeah, I got this big turn. And he's telling me this over like the course. And while I'm like, all right, guys, switch partners.
Trying to teach.
And I'm like, okay, like, we teach jiu-jitsu here. And he's like, do you know Kyokushin karate? And I was like, yeah, okay. I was like, and then instantly was like, I have a tournament in Japan. I was like, wrong school, go somewhere else.
Good.
I was like, I gotta go. I'm gonna do this class. And then he still like kind of lingered around. He's like, I really like the punching bags. Can I use the punching bags? I was like, this is jiu-jitsu. You can't just go use the punching bags when you want.
Please
you want to do
leave.
the striking class, come to the striking class. It was, it's
that's
like
awkward exchange.
That's
So the
very
door
Yep.
shake.
Yeah, it's a superstition.
I think it's a superstition thing. I don't know.
Maybe it's a culture thing. I
don't know. It's something.
I
never heard that in my life either.
I know
I've
that
heard
there's
a lot
people that walk in first certain order.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, some people, like when you're with the crowd or whatever, and elders or whatever, walk in first, and then you go behind them.
Yeah, which is respectful. I get that.
Yeah, but
interesting.
He wouldn't shake hands between doorways.
I had a friend who always walked backwards into the casino.
If anyone knows what that is,
yeah, that's a superstition.
Well, that's a superstition.
Yeah,
to win money.
He walked backwards into the casino all the time. Yeah.
So that's one more passion of yours, right? Is some gambling?
The poker? Yeah, I'm a big poker player.
So we were in Vegas, so we got to do some gambling.
Yep.
Yeah, I lost my money on blackjack.
Yeah.
I fucking played poker and I made some back for sure, dude.
Did you make it back?
Oh, half.
And to hear you explain to me, which was fun, because I know you played poker too, Kyle.
Oh, I love poker. Yeah.
But like, this is the first time I talked to you about it, and like to hear like, you know, how almost mundane and boring it becomes.
Oh yeah.
Right, to do good at it, like it becomes like you just gotta it's about almost like a longevity thing. And it made me think of like jujitsu, like really good jujitsu is like that too.
Patience, yeah.
Of like a patience game. Of like, instead of being like, I just want to jump out there and submit someone right away, the best jiu-jitsu practitioners don't do that.
And patience of
and the best poker players probably are just in it for like the
I
like
mean,
almost like place your bets, keep placing bets,
and like also too, like there's times where like life will be kind of unfair, and like if you it's okay, so like let's say like I'll just get like percentage wise on it. Let's say like halfway through the hand you're ahead like 80% you should win, and then something will happen that'll drop it to like 50-50, and in your head you're like, I should have been winning already. So like, and that's really that will make you lose for sure. Yeah, it's really hard. I'm kind of like that. I don't like that. I want to win. It'll make me real bad. Yeah,
so. For sure, dude.
Oh man,
it's
it was
interesting game, dude.
Yeah.
Do you still play? Do you ever go?
I still play once in a while, like every other week.
Should we do like a poker night?
We definitely should.
I have them at my house if you want to.
Let's do like a team poker thing.
If you want to, I have the table, everything set up in my basement.
Put some big money down.
Let's do it. It'll be fun.
You guys want to do it?
It'll be fun.
Or we'll do that other game that this guy beat me in. That one fucking Monopoly card game.
Oh yeah, Monopoly Deal. That was our game, baby.
Cool, dude.
Yeah. That's my favorite game.
That's a cool game.
I'll smash. I love that game.
That's a cool game. I thought I was ahead, and then the motherfucker took all my shit. He took all my shit.
That's a fun
Joey
game.
gets so mad at me.
I was mad too, dude.
What did you do something dirty? Oh no, that was Catan.
Yeah, Catan.
You ever play Catan?
Settlers?
Yeah, Settlers and Catan.
Dude, that is the
It's
shit.
a fun game.
Yeah. So it was like my first time playing it. I did something. He was like, "You're a moron."
Oh yeah, he did something.
Do you play with the little Robert with the black?
The Robert.
Yeah, we don't use that because it gets too intense. Bro.
It does.
Okay.
People get so mad,
dude.
Because I'll just keep putting it on. So once I get angry with someone too, then I don't care. Even if it hurts me, I'm gonna go back to you.
Yeah, dude.
I'm very spiteful when I play that game.
With my in-laws and everybody, and dude,
it's a legit game.
Yeah, it's good.
So anyone who was looking for a board game, Catan is.
Yeah, we got to start having game nights. That should be.
That's I want to do something fun.
We can have a poker game.
Poker night would be cool
for sure. Anybody that, in the gym that plays legit
hit us
poker,
up if you guys want to do it. You let us know, and Orlando will set it up. We'll do a poker night
for sure.
Be fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
We'll rob you blind. Yeah, so Vegas was fun for you. I'm glad you've been doing these trips. I really want to expand the travel team idea.
So Alex is in for sure.
Alex loves it. Now he's hooked.
Now he's
we should say something about Alex. So Alex is your cousin, huh?
My cousin, yeah.
And does he work with you? Do you guys work together?
He owns a restoration company. He's got his own business. Yeah,
cool.
He's a business owner too.
Yeah, because he's always busy. I feel like he's like running back and forth on his phone.
But again, now I told him, try and fucking
make your life the way you want.
Yeah, dude.
He's a good athlete, man. He's a big, strong dude.
Surprisingly good athlete.
He's played sports before. For sure,
Okay.
So he was funny. Like the first day I rolled with him, he was just a madman, like falling all over and like sweat. And then I was like, all right, I just need you to control your base and balance. And then like he came back next week, and we were doing like the guard pass stuff, and he just did so much better.
He's a good listener,
so he's
dude.
a quick.
He learns quick.
He's a pick. He picks things up.
He was really funny to me. Like I go with him like a couple of times, like I catch him like a couple of times, and like just the way he said to me, like, I guess you're good at this. Like it's just like yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, he's funny, man. Like,
he did awesome yesterday, though. So it's the match I saw. Yeah, body lock, took the guy down, mounted him, submitted him.
I was his partner on Friday for the advanced class. He
told me, he's like, dude, Joey's so fucking good. Dude. He's so fucking good, dude. I'm like,
I smashed him up good.
Yeah,
because I can feel it, and I'm not saying he's I don't want to assume what he thinks, but I know I can feel him being like, I'm bigger than you. I'm just gonna pin you down.
He's learning that quick. That's not the way.
Yeah, it's not that simple.
No.
But it's silly. It's like moving around is hard. It's harder work than moving. Kyle. Yeah. But Kyle obviously has that's the fun thing about jiu-jitsu. But it's always a joy for me as the little man.
Yep.
When I grab like Alex, he's heavy, very strong as shit.
He's cut down to 215. I was proud.
Did he go to 215?
Yeah,
nice, good for him.
Pretty tough to do.
Yeah, I can tell he's getting in better shape already. But yeah, Alex, if he listens to it, I'm happy that
proud of you, dude.
Yeah, man, fuck, so cool to go out there and he handled it well.
ADCC,
he's hooked up.
Yeah, good. Well, now we're gonna have a big. Arizona, we got a big team. We got Colton and Melvin might come.
Colton, oh man, I'm so pumped for Colton. So May 18th is Arizona, and it's gonna be in Scottsdale. So it's I've never been there for that part. I think it's a different place. Last time it was in Phoenix. So
yeah, we didn't get to go to it.
So it'd be really fun for us.
Yeah, Colton did good yesterday. Made it to the finals of the Absolute, so he wanted to rematch. He wanted to rematch with Andre Allen, and he lost again to the same guy. So he's upset with himself.
Outside, inside?
Inside, I believe. Yeah,
inside heel hook?
Yep.
Yeah, Colton's so talented. Have you rolled with Colton?
I don't know who that is.
I'm sure you've seen him on a Sunday. Huge dude. He looks like an athlete.
Yep.
He looks like a football player because he was. He's just super, super talented, and he's only been training for a few years, and just a skilled dude, really, really talented. He's got a bright future and competitive.
He hit the cartwheel pass yesterday at someone.
Nice.
Yeah. He's like 210-pound guy.
Man.
Yeah,
he's big. Yeah, he could be like 240 if he wanted to.
There was a time when he started, he was 240. Yeah, he was
a 2-time athletic guy.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like
I would have known if I would have rolled.
I think you probably have rolled with him, but yeah,
big college linebacker.
But he's gonna do the he wants to do some traveling now. I think, right?
Yep.
Is he a young guy or old guy?
He's young.
Young.
Right?
Yep.
Younger than me. Younger than us.
Mm-hmm.
So
not much. Maybe 27.
No, I think more like 24.
Really?
Yeah. I think COVID when he came was his last year of college. Yeah.
Like
he was still in college.
25?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Super talented.
Good man.
But I want us to build the team, right?
Yep.
It's just getting started.
Well, I mean, it's just and it feels like we're kind of one of the only places, honestly, like nationwide, that is doing a travel team.
Yeah, you got
like New
Miami
Wave, but then
you have like the Alpha. What is that? What's their name? The Miami crew of the Sands.
And they travel,
yeah, they come to almost everything,
Oh, yeah.
but a lot of with their kids.
Oh.
So it's like a family, right? They have a family of like all these kids, and now they're getting older. But then they bring a crew.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of like a few teams, but we're one of the few.
Yep.
Well, the cool thing is that you're placing too, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You know,
But it's because you guys. I mean, we could.
Well, I mean, not me, but those
Yeah,
guys.
you.
Hey,
those
you.
guys,
Yeah, you got a
know,
medal,
like
man.
It would not. We would not have placed if it wasn't for you, Sergio,
Yep.
Adrian, all these guys, man.
dude.
Each medal is huge. It's like, yeah, it's
and
like
the way they do their scoring for placing, it's everything.
it's all that counts. Yeah.
All that matters is who's placing. So, it's really important to.
I've literally never contributed.
you are so much more valuable than Kyle, statistically speaking.
But points wise.
No, and that's a huge. My biggest goal is to get Kyle on the podium.
We're gonna get there.
As much as like anything else. Of course, I want to win too.
Because there's so many fucking.
He's got a
guys.
tough division.
They're good.
No matter
we're
what.
gonna
On
get there.
either
I'm gonna
side.
take them out.
When Kyle goes, either weight Kyle goes to, it's gonna be tough.
That's a lot of guys, dude.
Yep.
No matter what, it's gonna be tough, but it's doable.
That'll
You
make
got
it-
all the way to fourth.
Yeah.
You did. It took fourth
Yeah,
once.
they got fourth and sixth. Yeah.
You got to remember too. It's like it's every tournament is different. So like it's just if everything aligns.
Yeah, it's
the
a
way
nice
that. Every tournament
every
is
tournament's different.
dude.
You can't go into it with the mindset like I'm not the guy. It's
the
that
guy.
tournament,
Yeah.
that day, that one guy gets hurt and you're in, and
100%.
this happens. You do well. You have an easy match and you have a lot of energy. Next match,
Yep.
you know.
And
You never know.
I've learned too that you don't want to lose the first match. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Your life is so much harder.
It's so much harder if you lose the first fucking
Oh
match,
man,
dude.
yeah, but
It
that's part of the
sucks.
fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lose that first one. You look at the
That's
bracket.
it's
You're
a
like,
motherfucker.
that's a
Yeah.
lot of matches left.
Well, that's
yeah.
shout out to Jay.
Yep.
Shout
Dude,
out,
that
Jay lost his
motherfucker's a
first
gangster,
match,
dude.
and then
Yep.
he just won,
All the
and
young
it just
guys,
got
dude.
tougher and tougher. All the young kids.
Yep.
Dude, what a badass.
Yeah,
dude.
shout out to Jay, man. Jay is, that's a very special guy to get stuck with the kids all the
Yep.
time. He's always with the adults, and he's 40.
And that last dude was yoked up.
Yeah.
Like, I was,
I was so
huge.
impressed with
Yeah.
fucking Jay
It
this
makes
last
Jay
time,
just
dude.
look tiny.
Well, I was joking with him, and he almost took it serious actually. But I joking like as he walked out there, I was like, "Remember, you're stronger than him." And I said,
And he
to
went-
him, I thought he was gonna like laugh, and he just went, "Oh yeah."
You meant as a joke.
Yeah, because he had said to me before, like, "How's that guy in my division?" I was like, "There's no way that guy's in your division."
Yeah,
He's
that
like,
guy's
"Yes, he
huge.
is."
And then Jay's like, yeah, I am. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, he's got more technique than all those guys. Though.
Yep.
That's what's cool
Yeah,
about
Jay's
him. You know?
and it's so cool, man. Like I think about the 1 year mark that we're talking about. Like I think Jay's just over a year, maybe a year and 2 months or something like that.
Okay.
Maybe a little more, a little bit less, but like him, Adrian, they all started around the same
Dude,
time.
that's so impressive,
How
dude.
good have they gotten?
Impressive. The school, dude. This white belts are incredible
Yeah.
dude, for fucking 1 year.
Our
dude.
problem is we just don't have any white belts. Now all our white belts are at that
Yeah.
so I need a whole new crop of white belts and I don't know how to get them.
Yeah.
So, we need to work on, that's something me and Kyle need to talk more about,
Yeah.
like the recruitment part of like, how do you get new people?
Yeah.
The Gracie program is so well tailored to bringing new people
A
in.
lot of that's a
what they
revolving
do.
door, dude. Fucking
Revolving
white belts
door, and
want
that's
it.
the business
But
model.
No retaining of higher belts. You know what I'm saying? I believe you have like a lot of
Yeah,
fucking
we're
higher
all,
belts,
and we attract people who have already trained.
and that's
you know.
the coolest shit about here too. That dude, Today, Sunday, dude. So many fucking, so much talent.
There was a lot of talent.
And this was a small day, right?
Exactly,
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they usually fucking full.
So it's crazy. And I love that, but there's also, it's going to get into an interesting point. At some point, you need to get the bottom to come up too.
Yeah.
If everyone just keeps, it's tough. I'm just thinking. I think about that over the next 5 years. How do we build that next crew?
And that's something. I mean, honestly, it's not anyone's job who's a student, but that's also something as a student is like, I'm
spread the word.
Your whole life, right? I mean, I've talked about jiu-jitsu to everyone I know. It's just
I personally brought so many people into jiu-jitsu, like Tim.
Yep.
And how many last? Just Tim.
Yeah, I mean, he's still training.
Of my 5, I think I can think of 5 people in particular, like from like high school days that like I brought them in, and none of them train anymore.
Yeah, see, I had like 3 or 4 friends that like they would.
You have none, right?
They would have been the people that I would have brought in. And I just like didn't even bring. There was no reason to bring that. I knew exactly where that was gonna go. Yeah,
lazy.
There's no reason to bring them in.
Yeah, no, it's tough, man. I think that's the problem that we're gonna try to tackle is like, from a promotional standpoint, how do you build a school?
Recruitment.
But again, like I'm doing this. I think we said it on the podcast today, right? Or maybe we talked about it before. But for me to have a school, if it was just financially driven, I probably wouldn't even have the school. Mm-hmm. If I was just concerned with making money, I would just stick to sheet metal. I would in the union. I would just stick with it and just keep making my money. So I can't make this just about. It can't just be like, how do we make more money? How do we make more money? If it was, I'll just go do something else. As long as we're making enough to stay happy and life is good, and I'm not poor, we're doing good.
As long as we're paying bills, we can eat Jersey Mike's.
I'm getting my Uncle good. Jerry's every once a week.
Oh man,
life is good, man.
Shout out everyone who made Uncle Jerry's $90 for 3 pizzas.
Yeah, we got 3 pizzas yesterday.
Is that good or what?
It is.
I mean, it's good. It was really good. Yeah.
And I'm gonna eat some leftovers in a moment when I get home.
Yeah, you got a full pizza at home, right? You almost got 1.5, don't you?
Yeah. So any final thoughts? Any words of encouragement to someone who maybe, when I hear your story, I love hearing the fitness journey of it too. So I'm sure there's someone who might be listening at some point, might hear this, who was you when you first started.
What?
Someone maybe who wasn't an athlete.
Realize they're getting a little out of shape from their job.
Man, life, I'm just working a lot.
No, I didn't know anybody before I stepped in through that door.
That's hard for people.
I know.
So
it was actually people say that it's like discouraging going into a fighting gym, because it's like
yes,
it's scary, right?
Intimidating.
But, intimidating, scary, whatever. And that day Ian fucking it's cool,
Nice.
And I was like, okay, cool, we'll try it out, whatever. But you just gotta walk through the fucking door, dude.
Yeah.
It might be scary or whatever, but just walk through the door.
And we want you here.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. I love it.
I will say, like what you said about people saying it's scary. I remember reading a blog post about someone saying how uncomfortable their first day of jiu-jitsu was. One of the things they said in there that was so funny to me to read from, I was reading it from their perspective, but then being someone who ran class was funny. Like they just said that they lined up at like the higher belt end. And
everybody does that.
And then they got told to go to the other end, and it was so embarrassing to have to like walk down. And I was like, I'm sure to them they felt like they got called out and had to walk. And I'm sure the instructor literally just went like, "Hey buddy, you need to go down." And like it's like just
maybe
funny.
not though. Maybe they're assholes.
Yeah, maybe not.
I'm very nice. I try to be nice.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, most of the time we almost don't even say anything. And then
I've noticed I didn't say it because Alex has done that. My cousin done that all the time.
I
tell him. I usually tell him after a few times. I'll bring it up.
I'd rather you tell. I don't even care, man. I really. Yeah. So there's some formalities that I like, and there's so many formalities I don't care about.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm much more of a laid back school.
I noticed that.
Oh, they should line up by belt level. But when people start switching spots in line because of stripes, I'll almost start smacking people. What are you doing? You're all white belts. Yeah. Just stay there. Like, what are you doing? Yeah.
Hey, you down
here. Oh my God. Yeah, just like you just got that stripe. What are you doing ahead of me? No,
it's I think if you try, let's just say you try a jiu-jitsu school or something, and it is not what you're thinking, you're at the wrong place too. So like a good jiu-jitsu school should be welcoming. One of the things you said was like you enjoyed the atmosphere. You enjoyed
the people, bro.
The people.
I fucking miss those people. I miss people.
That's awesome that you made connections.
Yeah, exactly, dude, for sure. When I started coming over here, and then Greg and them started coming over too.
Made you feel like at home. That's awesome.
George and whoever was from that crew over there started.
Yeah, where's George been?
And then
he's got some family stuff. Okay. I don't know if you talked to him.
And then Jesse and everything. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, dude, the old
That's
crew's
cool.
back. You know?
Good.
That's awesome.
I love rolling with those guys, dude. Yeah.
That makes me happy too that you guys like can still stay connected.
Yeah, it's cool,
I think
man.
back to my white belt. It's like, dude, it's like no one left.
Nobody.
No one.
Jesse was
I mean,
definitely part of
Ortiz is the only person.
That's it.
And that I'm still connected to and train with.
Yeah.
Ortiz is the only person who me and him kind of rised up at the same time. That's it. Besides him, I mean,
Yeah, there's still a lot.
I mean, Kyle, you know, we're like a little different.
Yeah, I was later.
You know, a little later, but you know, but at least you are someone who I'm still connected with and we trained whole time. And Tim.
Yep.
That's about it.
Yeah.
So it's nice that hopefully you can keep those like.
I think
your
Jesse
groups.
and Greg are lifers for sure. I think,
Oh, yeah.
I think they passed that, you know, that disappearance.
Greg
They're
for
in.
sure.
They're
Greg's
in.
yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. One last thing we said we were talking about. We kind of got lost in that. We were talking about me and Taylor, but also Greg Buck and
Right.
Justin Pete are both doing a super fight grappling match for Maximus promotion.
That'll be really fun.
Yeah, so you know we'll post this podcast before then. So you know if anyone wants to come watch, that's a big show. I know you're going. You got a table.
Yeah, so April 20th. Yeah,
April
you can check
20th.
out Midwest Finishers. You can check out the Maximus
So
card.
your fight's the same day?
Same day. We're in the daytime.
Oh, cool.
Theirs doesn't start till like 6 p.m. 7 p.m.
Is your event like for people to see, or is it
I think
on
so.
TV,
Yeah,
or-
right.
Oh, yours? Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
Joey's a
like
live
dinner?
stream, man. You can go and dude, you'll sit on the mats.
It's
like
really fun.
Yeah, it's really cool.
They sell acai bowls, and
Yeah.
you can sit on the mat.
And where is this at?
In Lombard.
10th Planet Lombard.
10th Planet Lombard.
Cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast. So it's gonna be a jiu-jitsu day. Me and Giuseppe's gonna come coach us.
Good.
And then me and Giuseppe, he'll be there all day. So
I
then we're
might
just
hit
gonna,
that up.
we're just gonna go right to it. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, if you want to double up your jiu-jitsu,
Go check it out.
you are addicted. I knew it.
He's in. He's in.
Dude, I'm addicted. It's a problem for sure.
Awesome, guys. Anything else, Kyle? What do you
I
think?
think that's good. Shout out to everyone who competed yesterday. They did awesome.
Yeah, I think we plan on doing a little bit of like a recap podcast. I would like to just do some
Let's do a
matches.
competition recap
Yeah,
podcast.
because we've had so many
Mm.
that we haven't talked about. It would be fun to just like just focus on that
Yep.
for a podcast.
Cool.
Then nothing else. We gotta get back to work. Sorry, we've been lazy.
Yeah, we've been lazy with the cast. We'll get back to it. We'll get back into a good rhythm.
So thank you, Orlando, for allowing
man.
us.
I love
to hang
listening
out.
to your podcast, dude. It's fucking
Good.
cool, man.
You like it?
Good. We had a good run of competing, so yeah, we'll get back into the
It's
cast
time.
rhythm, and yeah, we'll keep on the competition scene. Cool.
That's it.
Awesome. All right, so thank you everybody for joining us. We're gonna keep it rolling.